We'll like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time where the passport bros. We'll like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time where the passport bros. We'll like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time where the passport bros will like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time where the passport bro show. Let's go. So IP here, international passport. We got Theo Wife in the building too for yet another classic talk. How y'all brothers doing? Hope you've had a great Monday so far. We are absolutely here, man. We here, man. So first and foremost, when you come into this live stream today, please press the like button. Likes are very important. I want to say a huge thanks to all those that have supported the channel over the past few years. Your support is greatly appreciated. Welcome aboard the new people. I accept and I embrace you with open arms. So when you come in tonight, like the video. Likes are very important. Make sure you please join the Patreon, the Platinum tier, to get on the IT mentorship plan, or join the Patreon in general to hear more into about traveling, finances, and foreign women. Of course, brothers, of course, please make sure you hit the super chats and PayPal donations tonight. Any donations are greatly appreciated, particularly PayPal, as YouTube takes a 45% cut of each and every super chat I get. Okay, cop the merch, book your IT consultations, support any way you can. Follow me on Twitter. Okay, I'm on Twitter, so make sure you follow me to hear my thoughts. Try and get in the Facebook group. You see it posted throughout live stream chat today. Follow me on Instagram. I got very special streams coming this week, and I'm also opening some platforms for you brothers for you to join, communicate. I'm working on that. Okay, so give me some time, and it may be announced tomorrow. But I got some streams coming this coming week. You're gonna love it. New countries, new vibes. Let's get it. Okay, so we got Theo Waff here today. Theo, how you doing, bro?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm a little stressful, but I'm okay.
Awesome, bro. Good to hear you're feeling better. So today's particular talk will be about, as you can see, brothers, right? Saying the N word and other bad habits passport bros must leave in the West. Okay. So as you're gonna travel, as you're aspiring passport bros, okay, there are some habits in the West that I hate, and I don't want us bringing abroad. When we go abroad, it should be a new, clean state. We should conduct ourselves professionally, in well mannered, in a conservative manner, have confidence, be masculine, and first and foremost, right, and most importantly, respect ourselves. The West, for some reason, has become the wild West. And I ain't referring to the movie. Okay, I'm referring to real life here, if you know what I'm talking about. So before we break down the topic, Theo, do you mind giving us, the guests, a brief intro as to who you are and what's going on with Chewbacca?
That's right. So I'm Theo Waff, co-pilot of the Falcon with Chewbacca. That's right. So we go to every system that we can to get out of the inner core. Okay, so we got to try to get out of the West. So yeah, I'm a passport bro. I've been a passport bro since 1991. I recognized back then that it was going to be impossible in the West. I saw what was going on. It's like there's no way. No. So I've been to over 40 countries. I've lived in abroad over 20 years. I lived 1 year in Russia, 1 year in France, 16 years in Japan total, and 2 or 3 months in various other countries as well. So long time. Usually I work in IT security, and right now I do IT cloud architecture and DevSecOps. My particular cloud of focus is AWS, but I also do other clouds. And of course, I teach just like you. I also teach. I have a quite a number of students, and we're trying to get them all certified and get them the jobs so they can work remotely and then live remotely outside the West and actually start having a life. So that's who I am.
Fantastic, great intro there, Theo. I'm International Passport. You can see I have a ton of videos here on this channel, so I've been at this for years. That means I'm genuine. I've been here from the beginning, pushing out this movement, IT, Passport Bros. I'm telling you, brothers, get into IT. IT will free you, give you flexibility. I teach Python every week. Theo teaches cloud every week. I'll be opening my Python class for new students in the next few months or coming weeks. So make sure you don't miss out on that. And I'll be taking in a lot more people as well to teach. Okay. We're serious about this, brothers. IT, being a Passport Bro will give you freedom. Adding crypto, adding investments, have a strategy, have a plan. This channel here will give you the guidance and the resource and knowledge, okay, to get on there. So let's get cracking, okay? So you can see, brothers, the title is a very powerful title. Okay, like I mentioned previously, okay, there are bad habits in the West that a lot of aspiring passport bros do, or even passport bros that are currently even living in the West do, say, or whatever. So I have a bunch of lists that me and Theo are gonna go through that when we go abroad that needs to stop. It'll be great if it can stop now in the West. However, if that's not possible, when you're abroad in a different country, the bad habits have to stop. So the first habit is the N word. You probably know me by now. You have heard my channel for the last couple of years. The N word is hardly said on my channel. Okay, I don't say it, and I tell brothers who come on my platform, please do not say the N word. Okay, so in the West, America, Canada, UK, Western countries, the N word, I hear that every day. I hear it on the streets, I hear it in media, and unfortunately, a lot of young brothers of all ages say the N word. Okay? So I'm asking you, brothers, right? When you're abroad, don't say the N word. When I was in Vancouver last year, okay, and I walked past a bunch of brothers, okay, in the city, these dudes were saying the N word loudly. And I could tell they were American. And I'm thinking, right, we want to be taken seriously. Okay? We want to be taken seriously as men. We can't be saying slurs when we're in Japan, when we're in South Korea, when we're in Colombia, when we're in, Saudi Arabia. Imagine being in a business still in Dubai, in UAE, right? And you're saying the N word. You're saying the N word. People have to understand that outsiders are thinking, why do brothers say this word so much? Why is it even said at all? It's a slur. We won't get respect if we're saying the word frequently or at all. Okay? I'm in public, in the train station, in business meetings. We will not get that respect. Theo, do you want to chime in on this particular issue, bro? You're on mute.
Thanks. I definitely agree. I do not use this word at all. When I was growing up, my parents told me that the word was forbidden, not to be used in the house whatsoever. And if anybody around me used it, I was to tell them about it, and they were to be cut off. And this included family members, and they were cut off. I don't understand why it's being used this much. It's used quite a bit, and I have to set the standard and say, also with you, and say, no, you cannot use that. It's not acceptable whatsoever. So when you go abroad and you use that word, it looks bad. It looks really bad. And I want to say this, like a lot of Western black men, when they go abroad, they are not self-aware. They're not aware of the fact that everybody is watching them.
Mm.
And they think that they're like a microcosm, or like in some sort of special bubble where nobody can notice who they are, what they're doing. And it's exactly the opposite. Everyone's watching you. Literally everyone. And so if you're acting a fool, if you're acting like an idiot, everyone knows. And you're thinking that you're keeping it inside, or nobody's really paying attention to what you're doing. Nope. So you start using the N-word, it makes you look bad, but also makes all black people look bad. And if you're listening to rap music and it's really loud and it's a lot of the N-word is in there,
Yeah.
the natives won't be able to understand the English, but they'll understand the N-word. They'll know that one. And they'll be like, why are you listening to that? Like, what's going on? And you shouldn't be listening to that. So, again, there's a lot of rap music, hip hop that uses the N word. If you're abroad, keep that to yourself. You know, if you get proper earphones like these, or you can't hear God talking to you. Okay, like you can't hear anything. Like, it's really good sound suppressing. These are great because then other people won't hear this kind of music coming out from your system. Again, it is very detrimental to do it for the image of other black people, and it makes you as a Westerner look like an idiot abroad. So don't do it. I really can't emphasize this enough. Do not do this, ever. I mean, if you're with your friends and there's no other natives around, okay, fine. I understand what's going on. But if there's natives around, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that at all. And I think as you grow older, brothers, right, I want you to actually do some soul searching. What is the benefit of saying a word like that? Why not king? Why not brother? Why has it got to be that particular word? Okay. The whole world watches us. You don't see Indian men in Bollywood movies, in Bollywood music, call themselves slurs. You don't see Japanese men, Korean men, Arabic men in their own media platform or amongst themselves call themselves slurs. They take their image very seriously. It's one thing saying it's one thing saying it privately. It's another thing blasting it throughout all media platforms. Over here in the UK, unfortunately, a lot of the youth have taken in that word. You hear it every day on the bus. You hear it every day in the media. I'm like, how did that become a thing? How did that become a thing? And then you take that particular verbiage abroad. You're saying it while you're on the phone. You're saying it loud amongst your homies. They look at the Western media that they consume, that's black culture. They hear the N word this, N word that. It's not a good look, bruv. It's not a good look. It ain't a good look, bruv. If we want to be taken seriously, right, we got to stop saying that word, bro.
Well, I've had students try to come in my class and say that word. I shut them down immediately. Say you're not using that. Not going on. And then when you're abroad, there's something that I would listen for. And there'd be, sometimes there'd be some black English teachers coming over from the West, and they'd be using the N-word, and I'd be like, who are you? And then, we just start distancing ourselves from those people. We're like, you could be by yourself in Japan, or you could be by yourself in Russia or France. We're not going to do anything with you because you're really giving us trouble. And, those guys didn't stay in that country that long, that's for sure, because it's not going to be tolerated. But the issue is that when you start talking that way, the natives start thinking they can start using the N-word too. And then we have an issue. And then we have to correct the natives and say that's not an appropriate word. And there's complications related to that. And it's really not something we need at all. What you said about the Japanese and the Koreans, I know, of course, I know what Asian slurs are. I know the history of them. They never use them at all. Europeans never use their own slurs abroad. You'd never hear them. It really is just us. Like, what's wrong? I mean, what is going on? This is
Thank you.
ridiculous.
Mm,
So I never use it abroad. I don't use it in the States. Maybe if I'm with my closest friend, I'm wilding out or something like that. So I might lose something there, or get really angry. But uh, like that's about it. I mean, I do not use that word. So guys, we cannot emphasize this enough. When you get on the airplane, you go through immigration, that word leaves your vocabulary. And I would say, if you're listening to music that has it, keep that stuff in your apartment or like your gaijin house, like I was in the dormitory, something like that. But when you go out and listen to music on the street, you're not listening to that. No, no. You want to have the best image that you possibly can to the natives and show who you are. And the N word is not a part of that. If you really think it is, we need to think about you. Okay, make that to your domestic self for like the Western world. Your international self, no, that's not a part of your international self.
yes, indeed, bro. I also want to touch upon, the aspect of, you know, being taken seriously, right?
Mm-hmm.
And being taken seriously as a man. The more you call yourself that word, the more people will think that you're that word. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how this has become such a rampart issue, bruv.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who came up with this idea that we got to start calling ourselves a racial slur. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. So, and it's really frustrating, bruv. When I'm abroad, I see a brother. He's blasting music out loud, and the rap music is N word this, N word that, N word this. It really frustrates me. When I was in
Mm-hmm.
South Korea a couple of weeks ago, I'm in McDonald's, I'm in KFC, I'm hearing the N word after every goddamn 5 lines, and he ain't even blurred. It's,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, brothers, do you want to be taken seriously as a man first, and not a racial slur, or a racial slur first and then a man after? Our image is very important. Leave these kind of things in the West.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. Again, a lot of times, I mean, it was glad. I'm glad I went to church when I was young because when I went abroad, it was I knew how to act, and you have to act like you're in church or you're in a company for the most part, almost all the time, because people are watching you. And if you can't understand that, or that's a really hard concept, then maybe you should stay home. Maybe you shouldn't get on the airplane because all you're gonna do is mess it up for guys who do um, care about this and take this really seriously, like J Bones, you, Tony, me, other guys, Remo, like that. Like this is a important part of our lives when we go abroad, and we do not want to be affected by this at all. Um, I, you know, it, there's some reasons for people using it. Again, they say there's rap music. I mean, I grew up with rap music too. I didn't say the lyrics. Some of the things were kind of funny in the music. It didn't mean that I did those in actions. I recognize the difference between music and reality. You know, like the most of the music that I listen to is EDM, so they have no words. So if I were affected by music, I wouldn't speak, right? So, uh, like, I mean, you gotta recognize the difference between reality and the music. So, guys, if I hear people saying, "Well, it's in the music," and people control the music, blah blah blah, but I say you are responsible for your response to that music.
Hmm.
Not saying that it's somebody else's responsibility. That's gynocentric in nature. That's how women talk, not how we talk. So we are responsible, and guys, don't use it. Please don't use it abroad. It just doesn't make sense. It makes you look low.
Yes, indeed. So before I move on to the next particular part where we shouldn't bring abroad, shout out
Mm-hmm.
to Fives for the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. We need to train ourselves at home so that going abroad, better etiquette is effortless. Yes,
Mhm.
indeed. What's your thoughts about that comment there?
No, I agree. That's exactly the way it should be, and you should be doing another language as well. Like if you're going to go to another language, another culture, like say for a few years, start practicing their language in your country before you get on the airplane. Don't be a newbie at it, and then you'll be doing much better. Put some effort into this, but there's no reason to use that word. I mean, if you especially like, I can imagine you as an English teacher, how are you going to put that into the basic English structure, English grammar? I mean, people will be looking at you like you're nuts. So just don't do it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thanks for that super chat there, Fives. Shout out to Mr. Royal Black for the $77 super chat. I appreciate you, Royal Black, for the support. We blacks think it's part of our culture because of rap music, and we don't even control rap. We know who controls rap, but it's up to us, though, to stop it. Yes, indeed. It's up to us to stop saying it amongst each other. It's
Mhm.
up to these rappers to get some self-esteem and stop calling themselves that slur and referring to other brothers as that slur. Well,
Mhm.
one of the most embarrassing things that I witnessed was in the UK, right? English brother blasting the song by Young Jeezy, "My N Word." Mine, and I don't even know that song for you, but it says the N word literally after every second. Mine. I was like, what is this, bruv? And everyone's thinking, looking at him like, what are you doing, bro? It was so embarrassing.
Mhm.
It's like we have no self-awareness, a lot of us, and we just don't care about our image.
I,
Wow to
I
me, bro.
I don't even listen to that kind of music. If somebody does that, I'm not into it. It's just not into it at all. No, just no. So yeah, I don't know about it. It's yeah, it's unfortunate people are doing that. Oh well, I'm not surprised though. Since the '90s, it's been this way. So yeah, I don't. I like '70s music, black music. It was good. Yeah, no N word. People, black men could sing. They weren't rapping.
No, for no fact, no, brother. If I have a foreign chick over, I'm not playing any songs that I say the N word. And
Yeah.
and in many cases, right, when people ask me, "Hey, IP, what kind of music do you like?" I tell them I don't. I like rock music. I like techno music. Even though I like a bit of rap, I won't say it because I just don't want to be. I don't want to be linked to that type of stereotype, bruv.
Mm-hmm.
Don't link me to any racial slur. I am not a racial slur, bruv. I'm a human being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, like I usually listen to, like I said, there are other streams I listen to British EDM, so dark trance, hypnotic. So like John Dublow Fleming, Christopher Lawrence, and the Digital Blonde. I'm pretty sure I know the two of them are definitely the UK. I don't know about Christopher Lawrence. Uh, or yeah, they're not using any other kind of lyrics at all. Some of that music is actually yeah good. It has a good beat to it. I like it, but I like it with other people. I like in a club or something like that. It's really fun. But I know that's fun stuff. That's not reality. And so I say, guys, don't let it affect you. Um, sure, of course, if it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, you're drunk and you're doing stuff. Oh yeah, okay, fine. But when you're doing your normal stuff, 9 to 5, you're out in the streets, whatever city you're in. Please don't use that. You're just giving us trouble.
Absolutely, man. And obviously, people in the chat saying, American, blah, blah, blah. Thanks for confirming that you don't care about your image. So you were glad to go to Japan, you glad to go to Saudi Arabia saying the N word, this, hey, my N word, my N word. Get out of here, man. So some of y'all just ain't serious about this passport bros movement.
You're
Be
not.
be a pookie in the West and don't get your passport. Now I'm being serious, bruv, because I'm thinking big, bruv. I'm thinking big for the brothers, crypto, IT, investments. We want to be a new brother abroad. We don't
Yeah.
want this. We don't want this Western degeneracy with us abroad, man.
No,
Sick of
we
it,
don't.
bruv.
But the other thing too is that the natives won't tolerate it to some degree. Like they're gonna, you're not gonna last long because they're gonna be like, "Who are you, really?" They're not gonna take you seriously. And then if it comes to employment, forget it. they're not gonna. They hear you talking that way, they're not gonna give you a job. Or if you're talking that way at the work, they're gonna get rid of you, and you're gonna find yourself abroad having a very hard situation. So you don't use those words. Now I guess there's some guys who will still use it, and they'll, you know, get their money from like back in the States or in the West, and then they'll go to DR. And I'm like, okay, so you're basically going from Section 8 to international Section 8. Okay, I gotcha. So, like, try to do better, bro. And if you're not doing that,
Oh,
yeah,
flipping heck.
as far as I'm concerned, you guys are on your own. If you're doing like international pookie, I'll let the Keishas just I'll let the hyenas take you out because you kind of deserve it. It's just not good for our image at all. And you make passport bros look like a joke when you do that kind of action.
Yes, indeed. So the next point I want to discuss here that we have to leave in the West is dating overweight women. I'll keep it a stack,
Yes,
bruv. I will keep it a
yes,
stack, bruv.
I
In the
am.
UK, what I've seen, from brothers, and I've seen in America too, you're gonna see brothers in the West with obese woman.
Yeah,
You're gonna see a brother that's actually in the gym, got muscles, and he's walking around with an obese Becky. That's got to stop when we go abroad. I don't want to see any brother with an obese woman of any race in Japan, in South Korea, in Dubai, in Morocco, anywhere you go to your passport, bro. Can you not date obese women like we see
yeah,
in the West? Break it down for us, Theo.
yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. I really don't. I don't. For as long as I've been a passport bro, I've been a passport bro for a long time. And okay, so you see like all these other nationalities who are also in the international sphere. So they're traveling to other countries. They're looking for a spouse. Okay, great. They're all dating like these beautiful women. And then you get black men from the West. And who are they dating? Old, fat chicks, single mothers, and women with debt. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you serious? Like, do you understand your position? Do you understand what you can get? Because I usually speak the language, so I can read the room. And I know what people are saying, and I'm like, you can get 15 years younger, totally fit, and this woman will do a cuckoo gaga over you. Instead, you get a woman that the natives don't want. Why? I don't get that. Like, I don't. What? and and then you have all these you have like this rationale as if you're still in the West, and I'm like, the criteria for the West doesn't apply here. Why are you doing this? I don't get it. And the guys they date low level women, and I see this time and time again, and it's frustrating. I'm like, stop it, and it happens time again. And so I, I I know I look at the native men, and they're like, yeah, go ahead, take her. We're not going to date her. They're like, why are you doing this? Like, why? So, guys, I would say level up your standards real hardcore. Understand you're not in the hood. You shouldn't be going for these Keishas anyway. So why would you go for like a Maria version of Keisha in Brazil? I don't get it. Why? Just because this or that reason. I'm like, stop it. No, just stop it. Anyway, my little rant. Because I don't get it. I don't understand this. I've seen this since I was 18 years old when I went abroad for the first time as an adult. I've seen black men doing this, and I was just like, why? Even when I was when I was growing up, sometimes I was in Japanese schools in Japan, right, as a kid, and I would see these sailors getting off. For the most part, they were dating like, you know, really beautiful Japanese women. Well, then you get these certain sailors, usually from metropolitan areas like New York, Chicago, and they were dating these Japanese women that nobody wanted. I was like, why are you doing this? I don't get it. I don't know. So again, my little rant. I, you see like Facebook groups and like passport bros like that, and you get these guys out there, and they're like, "Look at this woman, I got her," and I'm like, "She's trash. You're abroad, and you somehow avoided all the high level women who would have done anything to be with you because you are amazing. You are like on a totally different level, and they would love to like hook up with you and make a family with you and really do some great stuff. Instead, you avoided all of that and you went to the bottom level, trashiest, biggest booty, overweight, ugliest woman you could possibly find, and then thought you got a catch. Like, why? Anyway, I don't
No,
get it.
it's sad, but imagine, right, going through a lot of studying to get your certs in America. Imagine getting your passport. Imagine going to the gym and getting right,
Yeah,
and then you go abroad and you snap up a low value chick that even the local men don't want. So
yeah,
here's two things that I go by, right? When I'm abroad, I'm bougie with my woman. I'm bougie I'm bougie AF. And you can see by the woman that I interview. Notice that the women that I interviewed in Germany, in Panama, in Japan, they're not scrubs. They're good
no,
looking.
no. Those
And
German chicks were good looking. Yeah. Wow.
and guess what, bro? I cold approach each of them. So IP ain't playing no games when he goes abroad. I'm bougie with my woman. And the woman that I interviewed, I could have taken it even further with them if I was living there in the country. They were checking for me, bruv. So I'm bougie. Number two, right? Um, uh, um, when it comes to standards, my standards are high abroad. I'm the Westerner. I speak English. I got certs. Yeah, I'm going for the noble type chick, 5 star Michelin type chick. No cat, bruv. So why is it that you brothers can't have the mentality when you go abroad? Please do not date. Don't bring that uh, dating obese woman abroad. It's not
Yeah.
good for our image. You know, it's
Yeah.
not good.
It's not good. It doesn't make sense. I don't get why it happens. I'm scratching my head. I'm like, especially, I mean, you get like black men who have like 15% body fat, somewhere around there, and they work out in the gym and they look good. They look good in their clothes. They don't have to do that much. They just like, do some basic clothing, right? But it looks perfect on them. And they're in the country. They're just walking down the street. People are eyeing them. I don't know if they see it. I mean, like, do you understand just how many people are looking at you? And like, say the guy is like 35. He's dating a native who's like 37 or 39. I'm like, are you for real? Oh, what? How'd that happen? And he has some reasons for it. I'm like, she's 37. She's overweight. And she basically, her eggs are fried up. And you've got 21-year-olds looking at you. Okay. Okay. So I'll date the 21-year-olds. Okay. And you you figure out your life because I don't know what's wrong with you, right? And they just keep on doing that. So of course, when I was abroad, most of the time when I'm abroad, I'm usually with Europeans, particularly Scandinavians. I usually go to like bougie places, like high level places. So a lot of Scandinavians are there. Who do you think they're dating? You think they're
Mhm.
dating some overweight woman older than them? BS. They're dating some of the sexiest women you've ever seen on the planet, and they can get them. And know what they're worried about? Black guys, because we can hit above them, right? And
Mhm.
what do the black guys do? They go and date. A lot of times they date these lower level women, and we're just like, we don't get it. I don't know. I don't
I, I,
know.
I don't know, bro. I'll tell you this right. I'll tell you this right. If I'm abroad, so sometimes maybe brothers should go by this metric, right? If you get a foreign chick and dudes in her country don't find her attractive, or they're not jealous towards you, you're doing something wrong. So if I'm with a South Korean chick, and South Korean dudes, right, are mean mugging me, looking at my girl, they're like, what? Okay, I'm doing something right. I got a dime here. If
Yeah.
they don't care that I'm with one of their women, okay, what's going on here? Is she not good looking? Now it won't be in all cases, because maybe she's slim thick and maybe some Korean dudes want a skinny chick. That's fine. But facially, right? If he isn't feeling some type of way, or the men, that I'm with a dime South Korean chick, I may be doing something wrong. Ain't that right, Theo?
Yeah, entirely. The men should be predatory towards their women. That would happen with me more than once, because like a lot of times I'm in the gym, right? So I'm doing a set and then I'm just talking to people in the gym because it's gym culture, right? And you know, you get like a woman's partner would start mate guarding her because I was talking to her, and I'd be like, I respect that, man, because I'm in the middle of a set. I'm not really aware of what I'm doing. So, and don't worry, I wasn't trying to hit on her, but I was just talking. So if that mate guarding is happening, you're doing it right. Like
Mm.
that's entirely correct. So I remember I was dating Japanese Brazilian and then Afro Latina in Sao Paulo, and I got looks. People were looking. And for the most part, I didn't care because I'm taller and stronger than anyone who was in my vicinity. So I don't care. I can I can make them into puree if I need to, but I was aware that I was doing something, and that's one of the reasons why I knew that this girl was good. Right, it was one of the validations that I had. So what you said is entirely correct. The natives should be looking at you to some degree and kind of questioning it, like, hey, that's kind of like a high level chick. You're like, yeah, that's right, I got her.
We got him. We got her.
Yeah.
We got her. We got her.
That's right.
Let me read the super chats. Shout out to, I'm not sure if you've seen that meme. He's like a comedian. He's like, we got him. We got him. You seen that, bro? That meme?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's similar to that. We got her. Shout out to Mr. Salah Ghazi for the $5 super chat. I swear, when I hear the N word, it makes me not want to be black. I'll keep it real with you, brother. When I was younger, I used to feel that type of way too. I'm thinking, why is everyone around me that's not black not saying their racial slur, but why are my people saying racial slurs in the classroom, saying racial slurs in the playground? I'm thinking, what's going on here, bruv? I don't want to be associated with a racial slur. I can't believe we got the whole world saying that.
Yeah.
What's worse is, brother, right? You got brothers that give N-word passes. And, and when I heard of that concept, I thought we have reached rock bottom in our community, where we got brothers giving N-word passes to white people, Asian people, Latino people, etc., etc. I'm like, what? What's going on there, bruv? An N-word pass? How did you reach that kind of level, brother? There's a famous comedian, right? YouTuber, streamer, right? He's a huge guy. He went over to Japan or an Asian country. He gives an Asian guy an N-word pass. And do you know how many views that got? Over 10 million views. And many of his audience, brother, are non-black people. It's embarrassing, bruv, man. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
When would it stop?
No, just don't. What you want, if you go abroad, you want them to accept you as one of their own. So I remember when I was doing kendo in Japan, and I was fighting as much as I could as one of them, and like the people in the dojo, they said to me, we know you're American, we know you're a foreigner, but we never think of you that way. You're one of us, right? And that's really a high level of respect, and that takes work to earn that. And that's something that they didn't just give it to me over any kind of entitlement. That was years of me getting blown by kendo swords, by katanas, quite a lot, and following their process and understanding the culture and doing it as the way they did it. That's what you want. You don't want to be giving no end pass to somebody. what the hell's going on? Nah, it's not you. You're getting into their culture. You're not spreading the trash of your culture abroad. That's not the way it works, guys. You just not want to do that.
Theo, I wonder what kind of world we live in, bruv. I really do. I wonder sometimes. I'm thinking, what kind of world do we live in? I'm
Yeah.
just, I'm like, it's just some sort of joke
Well,
that's sort of running upon us. I'm just thinking, it's just.
well, like what you just said, like growing up, right? Of course, I grew up mainly in a white community, and I was just looking around. I was like, so we got white people putting us black people into Section 8, slavery, blah blah blah. Then there, when we're talking about racism, I have to worry about racism from white people, but then it's my own people who are giving me the racial slurs, and I was like, what is going on? And so I need to tell my parents to protect me more from black people than white people. Like this isn't gonna work. Like how is this gonna? What's going on here? And then, like you said, like white people weren't doing this. Asians and Mexicans weren't doing this either. And I was like, why am I dealing with this situation? Like, what did I do to get bored into this? Like, what's going on? Right? And then that's what I remember watching Carl Sagan online, and I liked astronomy, and I was just like, can I get a rocket and get me out of here? I'm on the wrong planet. Like, just get me out. Take me someplace else. I don't want to deal with this, right? But we do have to deal with it. So one of the ways that we can deal with it is, say, a clean slate. And when we go abroad, we don't have these bad or really horrible aspects of black culture coming with us. And that, the N word is part of that. Dating overweight chicks is over that. Old chicks is a part of that. Dating single mothers abroad. I don't get it, guys. Dating a single mother abroad, I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. No, you are so rich as a Westerner. Why you would date a single mother abroad, I don't understand. I'm like, whoa, you have like your choice of women and you date a single mother. Like, okay, we got to go talk to you for a while. Like, what's going on with you? So, again, my little points. Let's do better, guys.
But before I go on to the third point, right? I remember when I was a kid many years ago, and another black kid called me the N word. Okay, and I went to the teacher. It was in the playground, and I told her. But at that time, bro, I didn't know what it was. It was the first time ever that I heard that word ever, bro. And I'm thinking, what does that mean? So I go to, but I thought it must be a bad word for him to call me that. So I went to my teacher in the playground, and I was like, "Hey, he called me this word," and she was like, she was like, "What?" And then she looks at him, and she notices that he's black, and I'm black, and she didn't she didn't know what to do. She was white. She's thinking, okay, it's a racial slur, but these guys are both black. What do I do here? Problem, man. It's you know, and
I have okay. I have a story like that where I grew up with a school, right? So most of the teachers knew my parents, and they knew what the standards were for me, and that was in particular for me. I was to have no racial consideration in my school, so my race did not matter. It was only my intelligence and my efforts. That was it. So I did really well in school under that system, and I had to really work. And the teachers had their eyes to make sure there was no racism given towards me. So when I went to public school, I was in gym class, and there was this group of guys, and they didn't like that I was different as a black guy, right? And they just straight out looked at me and said, "We don't like how you act. We're going to make an N word out of you."
jeez.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, I don't want to deal with this, right? So I just went to the principal who knew my parents, and I said, "Look, these guys, this is who they are. This is what they said, and I don't want this. This is not good." Okay, what do you think happened?
Nothing.
They were expelled.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I had I had big complexes over this because I was like, this isn't good. Like they need education. So now I just used like my position to expel people. And that was never my intention. I want them to get education. This is horrible. And I had big complexes over it. So I never said it to the teachers again. If anybody said anything like that to me, I just took it because I wanted them to be protected. I didn't want them to get kicked out of the school just because they said that word to me. What I
Mm,
wanted them to do was like have a little talking to and say, don't say that. That's it. I don't want them to be thrown out of school. How does that help black people? I don't get
mm.
it. Yeah.
No, it doesn't, bruv. It doesn't.
No.
So once again, so brother, we have to reprogram ourselves, man. We have a lot of work to do, but if we're serious about having power, being taken seriously, the N word needs to go. If we're being serious, if we want to be taken seriously as brothers all around the world, have power, have influence, like the Elon Musk of the world, the Bill Gates, yeah, and the all these big people, right? Um, the CEO of Google, Satya, whatever. We need to get rid of that word, man. So let's move on from that, please.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Mr. M6205 for the 499 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Theo speaking facts. You get a woman that's great and beautiful, not great with the biggest gat. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shout out to you want to say something about that?
I totally agree. You can date absolutely gorgeous women abroad. I don't know why you don't do that. I don't get it. It's not even about money because you're gonna have a lot of money over there. That's actually true. I don't lead with my money. I just talk. I lead with my personality. That's it. They
Mm.
know how I act that I'm loaded, so I don't have to do anything. I just be normal.
Once again, look at the interviews. Look at the woman I interviewed on the channel so far.
Mm-hmm.
If IP can interview those women, you sure definitely can. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Zane Alexander, Archive for the $499 super chat. If you ever want to know how a man truly sees themselves, look at the woman he's with. Oh, yes, indeed. A lot of brothers don't see themselves as elite. It's sad. Yes, indeed, man. It's very sad. Brothers, you are elite. Wake up every day knowing that you're king and you will thrive and do well. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out to Mr. Royal Black for the $10 super chat. It won't stop until we 100% reject anything that shows us in a negative light. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Including rap. That's why we got to build that passport, bro. Home base city IP. Bro, if crypto pops off, man, that might be a possibility. If we build our own city, our own avenue, something that we can build where it's just like-minded brothers wearing suits, brothers not saying the N-word, brothers giving respect to each other, brothers investing in something, it could be possible, bro. And crypto may be the avenue for that.
I want brothers with small little dogs. I'm serious because that's like the ultimate of domestication. So if you're another country, like I was in Japan and I had a Yorkie, what I had a Yorkie poo. No, I had a multi poo and a Dachshund. I have a Yorkie poo and a Dachshund now. But I had these small, cute little dogs, and you know, everybody knows you're domesticated, right? You're successful and you're domesticated. And that's what I
Mm.
want for us. I want you to be in this other country, totally loaded, successful, and you're going out with this dime woman, of course, and then you have your cute little dog with you and everybody's just like, like you're part of the community, like that. And that's the way it is, and nobody even cares, right? That's cool. That's why you want to get. That's how you want to execute, guys.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Mr. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Hey, IP. Legendary live stream so far. I have to admit, saying the N-word often. After listening to you and Theo and aspiring to be a passport, bro, I will refrain from using it. Look at that, brothers, man. This stream has reached someone. We are more than N words in this world, bruv. You know what? You know what upsets me when I listen to music, when I listen to interviews of brothers, and they tell themselves, "Oh, I'm just an N word. I'm just an N word." I'm like, what? The hell you mean you're just an N word? What
Yeah,
does that what does that even mean, bro?
yeah. I
Imagine
don't get it. I don't get it.
imagine imagine a non-black person hearing that, someone that's interested in brothers, a cute Japanese chick. She's like, um, okay,
Nani, nani kore.
money. What does it mean? It's just an N word. Oh my gosh.
彼は何の意味ですか? どういう意味ですか? 何これ? 何を喋りましたなの? That's what she's gonna say. Like, what the heck are you saying? Like, she's not gonna understand it. And then she's like, oh, so ka. Right? She's like, oh yeah, you're good. You're saying that. And you don't want that situation. She's like, oh yeah, I'm with degenerates. Okay. You want her to totally respect you, right? When I was with my late wife all the time, we had a great time. We had a wonderful experience, but we never used that word. We never used it. It just was not a part of it. And the music that we listened to, we never listened to it either. And also, just want to say, anybody's listening, I didn't list. I didn't listen. I didn't say the B word either. And I didn't listen to
Mm,
music with the B word. Totally gone. I don't
mm,
want that to be around someone. I'm not having women called that. So I mean, sure, in the music, it's kind of fun, but that's in a club. Well, that's something personal. I'm not having other people listen to that, especially abroad. No.
mm.
So yeah, we have standards, bro.
Was she aware of the N word? Your wife, brother?
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, she was aware of other words too for her. And I had to reassure her that I never thought that way about her.
Mm,
Um, and she's like, you just think this about me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So she's like, so she's calling herself like racial like slurs, or she was like derogatory racial things. That's what she thought was in my head. And I was like, you stop that. You're just a country bumpkin from the north of Japan. You like eating apples. That's it. That's all you are. You're an apple eating village girl. All right. And then like I'd say something that she really hated. So she was from Hachinohe. And I would say, you're from Hachinope. So see, okay, so Hachinohe means one word, like it means 8 doors. But Hachinope means what is it? Like 8 release of gas from the booty. So you just change one letter and you get something totally different. And she hated me for saying that kind of stuff. So I was like, I don't see anything about that, but you always have this gas coming from you. 8 of them come from you because you're from the city of 8 booty like gas emissions. And yeah, that's how that went. It was funny. I loved it. I love saying it. She'd throw things at me. She was not enthused. I'll say that. She was not happy at all. But that's how I got her on jokes. Not never racial. No.
yeah, the B word too, calling your foreign girlfriend a wife, a B word. You got brothers in the West calling their girlfriend. That's my B. That's my. I'm like, come on, man. That's your girl. You mean not your B? I mean, and I'm not some sort of like woke guy, woke liberal. I'm far from that, but I do have respect and standards. I'm not gonna call my future wife my B. That's my honey. That's my bae. That's my boo. That's my babe. That's not my bitch. That's how I move, bro.
Hmm.
That's how I move.
Yeah. I don't call them that. It's just that. Yeah. Call them country bumpkins. Hey, that's much more interesting. So find the word for country bumpkin in their own language, and that's one of the reasons it's good to date a country girl. And then just call her that. Then she'll be like, "You're using my own language and calling me this in my own language." That's how you. That's how you have fun and tick her off. So that's much better. Do that, okay?
Yes, indeed, bro. Shout out to Mr. IMOB for the $499 super chat. Just wanted to give a shout out to Theo. Just got on your group today. Thanks once again. I'm on the after hours with the guys, ready to rock and roll. Good bro,
Good.
good stuff, bro. Good bro.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Good.
Mr. Andrew Ski Gordy for the $2 super chat. For me, she can be thick but not fat and obese. That's fine with me, bro. Just that's cool. But me, I prefer skinny, slim, thick. I can't do thick anymore, brother. I keep it a stack for you, bro.
Yeah, but Andrew, like I know what country you like going to, so you have to go. You have to really search to get that kind of woman, because most Korean girls are rail thin. So why just go out with a normal one? Good old IP here just came back from Korea, right? Got a lot of cute girls there. You saw, yeah. I bet you rarely saw an obese woman there, right?
Very true. Only saw one, bro. Only saw
Yeah,
one. And she was with an obese guy.
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
No reason to.
So I'm going to share my screen right for the next point. Okay. And this point here, right, is in regards to going 50-50 abroad. It's a very interesting comment here, and it goes on to our next third point. Okay. So hold on here.
Household, the man usually is normally and typically in an Arab household, the man usually is the provider financially, and that's just how it is.
That is just something I wasn't prepared for.
Most Arab women expect that.
Just like most American people expect the woman to contribute half, or not half, just contribute.
But you're not dealing with an American woman.
No, but
so.
she'd have to deal with some of my things though too.
This was definitely not what I wanted to hear. I thought Moroccan women prioritize family over material things, and I was not anticipating that it would mean I have to be the sole provider for a household. I didn't sign up for this.
One more time.
Normally and typically in an Arab household, the man usually is the provider financially, and that's just how it is.
That is just something I wasn't prepared for.
Most Arab women expect that.
Just like most American people expect the woman to contribute half, or not half, just contribute.
But you're not dealing with an American woman.
No, but
so.
she'd have to deal with some of my things though too.
This was definitely not what I wanted to hear. I thought Moroccan women prioritize family over material things, and I was not anticipating that it would mean I have to be the sole provider for a household. I didn't sign up for this.
Theo, what's your thought about the whole? Okay, so we're in the West, and normally when we go on dates, it's predominantly 50-50 women who feel empowered, who are feminists, want to split the bill in some cases, not in all cases. But when you go abroad and you want to bring that 50-50 mentality to a country where the women are feminine, where it's not, as, liberal, right, as the West, right, that can be a problem if you're bringing that mentality over. What's your thoughts about that, Theo? You're on mute.
Sorry. Okay, so in the West, you're doing 50-50 with the women, particularly because you don't know how many guys she's dating, and you don't know what the kind of situation you're getting with her. It's good to automatically distrust the woman off the rip in the West. You don't you have to understand she's probably going to be a predator. So it kind of makes sense in the West to be doing 50-50 as a protective measure for the man in the beginning, in particular in the beginning. When you go abroad, doing 50-50 makes no sense, because being with a woman who is possibly dating other men means you have failed yourself in your selection criteria for women. There is no reason to be dating a woman who might be dating other men in another country. You simply remove that woman from your life. Period. It's done. So you're going to have a woman who is definitely only talking to you. And of course, you're paying 100%. And given how cheap it is abroad, especially from my point of view. Why you wouldn't pay it all, I have no idea. So again, I'll talk about Yukiko. Um, my first dates with her, of course, I paid for everything. I paid for almost everything all the time, and um, she never asked to go to like $100 dinner. It was really even $50, and that was in the beginning. When we got married, a lot of times well, we would be together for an entire day, so a day worth of cost would be like $100. But if it was just a date, it would be no more than 50, and that included the lattes. So it's these women aren't trying to ride you or um, abuse you financially. They're actually rather, I can say, cost effective. When I was in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, and I was dating there, I would rarely go above 20 US dollars. It was really hard to get above that. And we would go to restaurants and have a great time and order wonderful food. But we were going to what I consider to be like a normal restaurant, nothing glamorous, and sitting there and talking to each other. We having a good time. So you are going to be paying 100%, and she is going to sit there and give you her undivided time. You shouldn't be thinking about taking her home. That's not going to happen. But she's going to give you good conversation, and she's going to be sincere with you and take you seriously. And for that, it's worth paying 100% of the bill. So this guy, this American, he was talking this way. I'm kind of like, yo, bro, where have you been? What are you dealing with? You obviously have some trauma dating modern Western women. You got to leave that trauma behind and deal with these women on this in Morocco or in her own environment as she is, and don't. He's the way he's acting. He's not gonna go far. He'll be back on the airplane real quick unless he changes.
No, a great point there, Theo. When I was in Panama, when I was in Japan, when I went on dates, I paid for the coffee, I paid for the sandwich, I paid for the dates. Okay, because I know that I can't bring that 50-50 mentality to those countries. The women in these countries, in Panama and Japan, are vastly different from the women that I deal with in the UK, or I used to deal with in the UK. We don't date West women anymore. So I thought, listen, I'm a new man, okay? I'm abroad. These women are not English women. They won't finesse me like an English woman would. So I'm paying for their dates. And those dates went very smooth. That's how you got to do things abroad, brothers. Leave that 50-50 mindset in the West. When you're abroad, these women, in the most part, are genuine. They ain't got 20 dudes they're getting Uber Eats from. Nah, bruv.
Yeah, and entirely correct. And they're fun, and they give you their undivided attention. It's so wonderful to do. So the only thing you have to worry about is if she wants to go to a really expensive restaurant, then you have an issue. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be self-aware of what restaurants are actually good to go to. When I was in Sao Paulo, one of my first dates was with a German woman. And I said, there's like a sushi bar downstairs, sushi restaurant. Do you want to go to it? And she said, yeah, sure. So we met down there. And, it wasn't that expensive. I think in that area, because I was in that, it was a really high-end place. Maybe it was like $30 at the most, 30 US dollars. But she was the only non-native I dated while I was there. So she was back on the airplane the next day, so I couldn't continue with that. Nice girl. German women are nice, gotta admit. Yeah, they're good quality.
Yes. This dude here on the screen, he's not ready to be a passport, bro.
No.
He ain't ready. Nah.
No. And even his thought, I thought Moroccan women prioritize family over material things. He's delusional. He doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, he doesn't understand it. You have your role, bro. You pay 100%. But then she is going to go hardcore with the family. So she's going to use your money in order to raise a family. not to get a bag, not to buy a Bentley or Benz, not to destroy the family financially, but she's going to use the money you give her in order to raise strong children. And that's what you need. That's the focus you need to have. So this guy doesn't really get it. Yeah. He'll be back on the airplane. Yeah.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. So the next point I want to touch upon, right, is ignorance, right? Western ignorance when we are abroad. Okay. So let me remove this thing, right? And it relates to the whole um, Johnny Somali issue.
Oh,
Okay. So
oh.
basically, right. So let me remove this real quick. Remove from studio. I think I'm hearing that spatial awareness stuff. Is your mic good? Is your okay? Good, man. Please fix that, please. Thank you very much, bro. So let me share my screen, right? I read an article for you in regards to Johnny Somali. Okay, the idiot in Japan who messed up because he had that Western ignorance, thinking that, listen, I can do what I want. Please don't bring that Western ignorance abroad. Oh, I'm in America now. I'm English. Y'all can't touch me. Y'all can't touch me. That's not flying, bruv. So let me explain to you just how in deep-ish Johnny Somali is and why being ignorant abroad needs to stay in the West. I know in the West being ignorant is cool, being brash, being a D-bag, it's all cool. That's not flying when you go abroad, bruv. Okay? So streamer faces criminal charges after being arrested for harassing people in Japan restaurant. Johnny Somali, American, okay? A controversial streamer is facing criminal charges after a series of offenses overseas. Okay. So there's always been an unspoken rule when traveling, and that's not to upset the locals. Once again, there's always been an unspoken rule when traveling, and that's not to upset the locals. However, this American kick streamer went against the grain and committed a host of issues whilst on a trip to Japan. Okay. Johnny Somali is a controversial figure in the streaming community, posting videos of him in everyday life and interactions. Okay. However, okay, Johnny Somali, okay, took it one step too far when he decided to bait Japanese locals and business owners with his rude remarks and public disturbances. Now he has been officially charged after getting arrested for blasting out music, loud music. And I guarantee you that loud music probably included words like the N word in that particular loud music and causing a scene in an Osakan restaurant. Okay. The vlogger came under fire initially after he was loudly making offensive remarks during his streams, with instances of him shouting Hiroshima and Nagasaki in public areas such as crowds and trains. This is a very good case of FOFA, F around and find out. Ain't that right, Theo? The ignorance in the West gotta stay in the West. Break it down for us, bro.
Yeah, he's horrible. I was over the weekend. I was actually looking at some Japanese YouTube sites uh, devoted to him, where the Japanese people were actually talking about him and calling out. And I was listening to what they said in Japanese. It's not good. They're ticked. Like, Japanese people usually don't get ticked off like that. I've seen them get angry though, but they usually don't do it in public, or they do it as in private. And they were being angry in public, which means they're really angry. They're not playing around with this guy. So, yeah, he deserves everything that's coming to him. It's going to be horrible for him. So, at least what the good thing that is that they're not overgeneralizing. They're actually talking about him specifically, and some of the YouTube streamers were apt to say, like, not all foreigners are like this, and not all Americans are like this, which is good. But that being stated, they had I can only describe it as venom towards this man. So I see somebody saying, why don't they just deport him? no, that's not going to happen. They're ticked. So they're going to play around with him because they can legally. Um, so what they can do, the way it is the Japanese law is they can, each charge means they can keep him in jail 28 days. So they have a lot of charges. So they can just keep on recharging him with one charge after another, and keep him there for an extended period of time, like years. And then they can charge him with an like they actually find him guilty and then give him 3 or more years. So he's going to, what can I say? He's going to learn Japanese really well in the prison system. Yeah.
You know, and that could have been avoided by not being ignorant, not being arrogant. And I think we got to address the elephant in the room, Theo. A lot of Westerners are ignorant and arrogant people, very ignorant. Or I'm an American, or I'm English, I'm Australian, I can do what I want. You know, I got the big money, I got a stronger currency, I got a bigger economy. So what, bro? So what? It don't mean you can treat people horribly in different countries because you're richer than them. F no, bruv.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, like you with the Japanese, we'd be like, oh yeah, we did this, that, and they'd be like, yeah, we killed you guys too. It was war, right? Yeah. Sorry, we deleted you too. Sorry. Yeah. So it wasn't just you guys doing it to us; we did it to you too. So it's fair, and they have something to stand on. The Japanese aren't weak at all. Yeah, he deserves it. I was watching other videos like this with other foreigners doing crap in Japan, and they deserve all the venom that they get there. So, oh well.
Awesome. Brothers, get the likes up, please. Get the likes up. So we have one last point before we react to the most interesting clips of the week. So the next point here, brothers, that we need to leave in the West is the scarcity mindset. A lot of men have one-itis, and I don't blame men. The dating scene in the West is extremely horrible. The top 1% of men deal with the most women. So when you are not in that percentage bracket and you finally get a woman, okay, you are obsessed with her. You're hoping not to lose her. And when you do lose her, you go crazy because you're thinking, that's the first girlfriend I've had in 8 years, in 5 years. Will I ever get another one? So we need to leave that scarcity mindset in the West. And when you go abroad, have an abundance mindset. If one foreign woman doesn't work out, another one will come your way the week after. There's a reason why we push Passport Bros movement to all you brothers. You will have an abundance of options. When you go abroad, do not have one-itis. Do not focus a lot of your effort on one chick. If it doesn't work out, another one will come through to you, brother. And I think one-itis and having a scarcity mindset is a problem that a lot of brothers face. Isn't that right, Theo?
Yeah, that's actually very true. And try to avoid one-itis as much as you possibly can. I know that when I was in Japan, I had to learn to not have this mindset when I was 25 and 26 years old, and to date multiple women and just keep on going. And I was 27. Yeah, I had girls crying on the telephone because I ghosted them. Yeah. So at least I didn't smash them, you know. So I just moved on, and they'd cry on the phone because they wanted me to date them still. So at least I didn't have the one-itis. But people have said to me that because of what happened with my wife before in Japan, because I've largely not dated Japanese women again after that I have one-itis relating to her. And maybe that's actually kind of true. And it's not something that I should have. I've dated other women afterwards, had serious relationships. I've had erotic relationships with women before afterwards. But she kind of is that one. And it's not something that you want to have. So if you break up with somebody, date somebody else, there's always another woman. As you grow older, you'll notice that the women just become younger and more beautiful. So there's always a new one. There's always a new crop coming, a new crop of 22-year-olds. So, keep your options open. don't get fixated on just one woman.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So those are the 5 points that I thought were very important to mention that we have to leave in the West. You got any other points you want to add before we start the reaction to clips, brother?
Violence, particularly in Asia, you don't want to be violent. Speaking with a loud voice, you don't want to do that. For my American friends, the vowel "ah" you don't want to have abroad. You want to say "ah," not "ah," because that vowel is very strange. So like you want to say "hod," not "had," "hod." "Hod" is better.
Why is that?
Because it's this "ah" is weird. It's actually a weird version of "a," and we shouldn't be saying it. It's almost only with American English, and it makes us sound weird. So it's actually better to have the British version of it, which is "hod," right? So
A hot coffee, coffee, mate.
I had some coffee, right? It's actually better to change your vowels to more of a British sounding. Those are just some of the things, but I would say in Eastern Europe, you don't want to smile, and just keep your eyes out. Don't be confrontational. And again, if you're in Asia, smile. In Latin America, smile. But don't be going to places that are rough and tumble. You don't need to be there. You can be in upscale places, so do that.
You're saying that in Eastern Europe, brothers shouldn't smile when we're walking out in public. Why is that?
Yeah, because Russian Slavs don't smile in public. It's looked at as being disingenuous, and it also it labels you as a foreigner, especially if I was a Westerner, from a very far distance, and that's when the trouble comes.
Interesting.
You don't want the street urchins to come at you.
Interesting point you mentioned. Don't be loud. A lot of Westerns are loud, bro. They're on the phone, or we out here, bro. We out here, bro. We out here, man. Yeah, man. We out here, man. What's going on, bro? Now keep your mouth shut, bruv. How about you shut up? How about you shut up and stop embarrassing yourself and people like us, bruv? We're on the train. A bunch of dudes who start shouting, trying to show off to ladies. How about you shut up, bruv?
So the next one, I like that. The next one I would say also, guys, is make sure you don't have your cell phone out. If you have an Apple Watch and you're in public, take it off. If you have jewelry, take it off. And you want to be as low, like I could say, just ordinary as you possibly can. Nice clothes, but you don't want to stand out. And that's just because if you have that cell phone, you have those easily targetable items out, you're going to be a target. So even when I was in my upscale place in Sao Paulo, I never had my cell phone out when I was walking. No. So make sure you're smart about that, guys.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Theo. Awesome. So let us react to interesting clips. And I'm sure Theo is going to be on form like he always is to incinerate these modern Western delusional women. Let's get a cracking, man. So the first one we're going to react to, brothers, is a very interesting video. Okay, so let me bring it in. Okay, so this is a woman describing her options in her perfect guy. Y'all gonna love this one, man. Okay.
What age do you want your guy to be?
So 20 to 25.
20 to 25?
Yeah.
Married? Does it matter?
No, not married.
What race?
Could be either.
White, black, or Asian?
Is there light skin? Okay.
Rihanna, you like white.
So
white guys, all right.
We'll do white.
We'll do white.
There's no in between.
Minimum height?
We could do like 5'11", 5'10".
5'10"?
Yeah.
Obese?
No, he has to be fit.
Minimum income, like what's the least you can make?
500K.
Wait, what?
500K. Let's do like 200. Let's do
200K?
Okay, yeah.
200K.
500 is pushing it, right?
All right, so your man falls into 0.023%, so you're pretty delusional. You're not going to find a guy like that.
I'm delusional. I'm living in a fucking fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's lovely. That's lovely.
You gotta lower your standards a little bit.
But why is that?
Guys like that don't exist. Almost like a unicorn.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's lovely.
All right, up next.
Oh my goodness. Let me go here first, Theo. So you just heard a modern woman tell you that she wants a guy that makes $500,000 a year for her to consider seriously dating. The average dude does not make $500,000 a year. Once again, these modern women are delusional. Something ain't right here, brothers. And then she toned it down to 200K a year. Still, that's quite high, bruv. What are you bringing to the table that allows you to say that you want a guy to date that earns that amount of money? It's madness. Break it down for us, Theo.
Okay, so $200,000 is one thing, but for the guy to be between 20 and 25, that's why I was laughing. I was like, how are you going to get that? Like, really, how are you going to get that? So you'd have to be somebody who did some sort of venture capital or an athlete, and he made it like at 22 years old, 21 years old, and he had some stock. He had like an IPO happen, and that's how he got the money. So the only place where you can possibly find that would be like a Silicon Valley. You wouldn't even find it in New York. I would say only one area, Silicon Valley, and those guys would be extremely rare. So Silicon Valley or an NBA game or NBA team, maybe a football team like Chelsea or you know something like that. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way that you could actually get a white guy making that much money or any man making that much money. Now, I didn't make $200,000 a year until I was 32. And that was some serious work on my part. And I was surprised that I actually got there. So I was, 32. And then when I was 34, I actually made $250,000 both those ages. And then the recession happened and I didn't make 200,000 again until I was 41 years old. So she's
beyond delusional.
Yeah, it's a super delusion because the amount of work that I had to do and actually to get to 200,000 is just intense. So like now I'm at 600,000, right? This is I'm going back into it. So this will be year number 3. I understand by how she's acting and how she's actually talking. She doesn't want a man who makes $200,000 a year. I've been analyzing these women quite a lot. She wants a guy with that much net after all costs have been paid. So she's saying that she wants a guy with $200,000 a year in burn cash. That's how delusional she is.
Flipping heck.
Yeah. So that's actually $500,000. That's the only way you can get $200,000 a year in burn cash.
Wow. And also Theo, right? She mentioned between 20 to 25. What? Hold on, right?
It's impossible.
What 20-year-old man, what 21-year-old man on planet Earth is going to earn $500,000 a year at 22, 23, 24, even 21, 22? That's near impossible.
It's impossible.
What's going on?
I mean, the only way I can possibly think it is if you got a guy who was 18 or 19 years old and he went pro playing like NBA or football in Europe. That's it. That's the only possibility. Any other guy, it's not going to happen. So, look, she's not even. This is beyond delusion.
She's not an 8. She's not a 9. She's not a 10. She's not even a 7.5, bruv. She's a 6. She's a 6. So why would a man that earns $500,000 a year, let's say he makes that 24, 25, want to date a 6? This is what I'm saying, bruv. Get your
Why would he?
passport, brothers. These
Why would
women
he
have.
be with her? He
Yeah.
wouldn't be with her. We remember that age. That much money at that age, he would be devoted to one woman. Impossible. He'd be for the streets. Literally, he'd be running through them. That's all it would be. He wouldn't even know what he's doing. No, that's impossible. So yeah, passport guys.
Get your passport, brothers, man, because some of y'all in the chat are probably 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, nowhere near earning that income. And that's your dating pool in 2023 in America. Get your passport. That's the only way out of this situation. Whew. That made me heated, bruv. Madness.
Yeah,
All right.
it's a total delusion. I mean, you can't really communicate. That's like a lot of Western women. You cannot communicate with them just on the numbers alone, right there. No, they're not seeing reality.
They ain't, bruv. I don't know who's gassed them up, but you know, we ain't playing no part of the games anymore, bruv. I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
20, 21-year-old earning $500,000 a year. Get out of it, bruv. You must be on that yayo. All right, so so the next one, Theo, which one we're gonna react to is this one here.
Okay, so women.
Look at those eyes.
I disagree with your fact, sir.
Okay, so women that sexualize themselves are not lower value?
Why is that such a bad thing?
They no, I think they are.
I think being sexy is a good thing for women. Like,
So yeah, but sexualizing yourself
I
for other
don't
men.
sexualize myself.
What is that OnlyFans?
It's OnlyFans.
What do you post on there?
I post. I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you. It's not my.
What?
But I don't do nude. I'm not nude on there. So I'm not.
But you're still sexualizing yourself.
Why? You're sexualizing me.
What?
You did it to yourself.
You sexualized yourself.
I just made an OnlyFans. I don't have anything
I'm just
to say
holding the
about
mirror
me.
up, and you're looking at the reflection. You don't like what you see. That's what's going on here.
I would never go out and be like, OnlyFans girls sexualize themselves. Like, I do not give a fuck.
That's
like,
quite literally what they do.
Wow. You go first, Theo. What was your thoughts on that particular clip, brother?
I can't. It's the delusion. I don't believe it. It's beyond comprehension. It's like women who said that Playboy, Hugh Hefner, like, what is it, sexually manipulated women. And I always tell them the women usually sent Hugh nude photos of themselves. He didn't have to do anything. He just gave an address and the women freely did it. So Playboy they freely went into Playboy in order to be used to sexualize themselves for their own benefit. So once we have like these various platforms, which I won't say on your channel, once we have these platforms, the women recognize they didn't need those outsourced, those institutions to sexualize themselves. They could do it themselves. So that's what they did. So more women right now have sexualized themselves and sold themselves online than any institution or government or anything like that ever has done in the history of mankind. Straight out. So these women, and she's not, what she's saying, she has no idea what she's doing.
She's delusional.
Delusion. Like the degree of delusion is beyond comprehension. It's like, where are you from, girl? Where are you from this planet? We gotta talk.
The degree of jewels in here, the degree of left, right turn, straight, backwards, just making up different lies to justify it being on OF is astounding. You know, Western society has reached, the bottom when women are out here justifying why they want to be on OF and they don't see it as sexualizing themselves. What kind of nonsense? What kind of world are we living in right now, brothers? Okay, anything, right, to just be a bunch of 304s. Anything to justify being a 304. You do not want a woman like this in your life, bruv. It doesn't matter how pretty she is, Doesn't matter how good the box is. Doesn't matter if she's got the best legs in the world. Sometimes, brothers, sometimes men, future passport bros, stop thinking with your little brain and think up here. This woman should be blocked, delete, never speak to again. It's a joke, bruv.
Yeah. Again, I'm speechless. I don't know. When women talk this way, it's like, huh? I don't know what to do. Especially, like, these kind of chicks, when they promote themselves and they have their media out for free. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's even for free? In order to entice the guy to go to their platform and spend money, right? And then they say, it's the guy. I'm like, get out of here. Get out. Oh, stop. Oh, no, man. I can't handle that. Sorry. No. Go, man. This is why you need a father. Where's the father? Where's dad? Hi, dad. Dad, can you talk to your daughter, please? We have an issue. Like those eyes tell me there's no dad. All right. Or if there is a dad, he's not around. Something wrong. She's got a lost stare in her eyes, like, oh.
Brother, let me tell you this right, brother, right? It is, you are playing Russian roulette by raising a daughter in the West. I'll keep it a stack, man. I don't know what's happening in the West. I don't know if this has been planned, but I fear for any man that is raising a daughter in the West in 2023. And any child in the West in 2023. Imagine your daughter who you've loved your whole life, you cared for, you provided for her, turns out like this. That will make you go crazy, bruv. God forbid. God forbid.
Oh yeah. If I had a daughter and she actually did this, I would know that I had failed. It would be like episode 3, Obi-Wan to Anakin. I'd be like, I failed you. I'm so sorry. I failed you.
Would you disown her?
I don't know what I would do in the beginning. I would really look at my steps. Like, what did I do wrong as a father? Did I do something? Was it something specific that I did? Because I don't see how I could raise a daughter to be like this. Impossible. So,
wow.
I have no idea.
Get your passport, brothers, man. With a passport, you ain't got to raise your daughter in the West. You can raise her in Dubai, in the Middle East, in Japan, in a different country, with your resources, with your wife at home. More of a better chance of her coming out all right than in the West. The West, you're playing Russian roulette, brothers. This is why crypto, get into IT, build your wealth now, build your career now, get that passport, and get out there, brothers. Awesome. Let me stop sharing here. On to the next clip. Delusional, bruv. Flipping heck.
It's entirely delusional. I mean, it's like, it's just stunning. She says that, I'm like, ah, oh, it's like with what can I say? I'm trying to think about professional girls say all body count in their profession don't count. What? What are you talking about? It doesn't matter. Like, no, it's just bad. No. You gotta go, where's your dad? Can we talk to your dad? No, bro, come here. We're gonna have a beer. We gotta talk about your daughter. There's an issue. What did you do wrong, bro? Oh well.
So, brother, there's 2 parts to this clip. So let me share the first one over here. Oh, these Latinas. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got a wonderful Latina from, there's 2 parts here. First clip, then I'll share the second clip after.
Hola, buenas.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Muy bien.
Excelente. ¿Y cómo te llamas?
Me llamo Natalia.
Pues muchísimo gusto, Natalia.
Mucho gusto.
¿Y tú de dónde eres?
De acá de Medellín.
Tú eres paisa.
Soy paisa.
¿Sabes qué? Me encantan las paisas.
¿Sí? Muchas gracias.
No, de nada. ¿Y qué hizo tu último exnovio para conquistarte a ti?
Fue muy detallista.
¿Y por qué le elegiste a él sobre los demás?
Era caballeroso, era sincero, tenía mucho carácter, me instruí mucho. Crecimos juntos, entonces aprendimos mucho sobre relaciones.
Okay, that's the first part there. She mentioned how she met her ex-boyfriend. Did you get that, Theo? You read it? Okay, so let me share the second clip. Okay, hold on.
Excelente. ¿Y cómo te llamas?
Me llamo Natalia.
Hey, pues muchísimo gusto, Natalia.
Mucho gusto.
¿Y tú de dónde eres?
De acá de Medellín.
Tú eres paisa.
Soy paisa.
¿Sabes qué? Me encantan las paisas.
¿Sí? Muchas gracias.
No, de nada. ¿Y cuál es tu opinión sobre los extranjeros que vienen acá a Medellín?
No, me parece que son muy parchados.
Pues.
Son muy chéveres. Sí.
¿Tú saldrías con un extranjero en el futuro si no habla bien el español?
Si saldría, le enseñaría el español.
Ay, chévere. Bueno, ¿sabes qué? Conmigo eso no va a ser problema.
No, yo sé que no.
No. Bueno, ¿qué tal si te invito a salir un día y hacemos algo? ¿Te parece?
Está súper bien.
Me parece bien. Bueno, pásame tu WhatsApp y hablamos.
Claro, de una.
Wow. So the first clip, right? She details, right, why she went for her ex-boyfriend. And you notice how in the first clip, she didn't say he was 6'5". She didn't say he was jacked and ripped. She didn't say he had a lot of money. She said he was detailed orientated. This shows you just how humble and easy, right, it is to get a foreign woman. You ain't got to be the top 1% of the 1%. You ain't got to be Tony Stark from Iron Man and own a $1 billion business. You ain't got to be Bruce Wayne from Batman. You can be a normal dude in IT and get you a check like this. And in this second clip over here, she's mentioned that she's open towards dating a foreigner. So she's checking for brothers. She loves passport bros. And she doesn't have a high requirement. Brothers, we can't lose, bruv. We can't lose, bruv. And she's beautiful. Look at her. She's gorgeous. Passport bros can't lose, Theo. Break it down for us. What's your thoughts?
The thing with her is that her inner beauty is amazingly bright. And that's why she's so attractive. So, I mean, I'm sure some guys would say, like, she's a 6, which is most likely true. But her inner beauty is so intense and her values are so good that she goes up the scale. It's what most of most Asian women emphasize, because in China, originally, when 6,000 years ago, they really emphasized the inner beauty of a woman over her physical beauty, and all Asian women have carried that tradition with them ever since. That's one of the reasons why they're so attractive and desirable, because their inner beauty is amazing. So Natalia here, she has the exact same thing. It would be very hard to withstand her or to reject her. If she's looking at you and she just has a smile, got those eyes, and she's just talking and having fun, and she's not, I mean, with her personality and everything, it's hard to walk away. And I would say the thing with Western women is that it's the exact opposite. When their personality usually makes them into like a -20. I mean, it's so bad. Like you're just looking at them like, I can't take you seriously. It's not because of your body. It's because of what you're saying. It's your personality, your values, everything else. So, like you said, this woman hasn't talked about height, money, anything like that. These are normal, traditional values that she's looking for. I don't particularly like Colombian women. It would be hard for me to walk away from a chick like this.
Facts, bro. Look at that smile. Look at her style. Look at those eyes. She's at least an 8 to me, brother. in my opinion. She's definitely bubbly. She's feminine. You can tell she's submissive. Brothers, we as passport bros, we can't lose. Get into IT, book your IT consultation with me. Get on the IT mentorship plan. Get your passport. You can get her, bruv. You can get her easily. Look at that.
Not only that, she's going to be a super mom. But that's somebody you'd want to have be the mother of your kids, and then also, I'm a little bit older. If she become a grandma, she'd be like super grandma. It'd be wonderful. She'd do all kinds of crazy stuff. It'd be fun for your grandkids. This is a generational woman. This is somebody you want around. You really can't say that for Western women. Generational? No, man. You're 10 minutes at best.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm serious. This is you could do a full-on matriarchy with this chick. You could establish a line with her. Yeah, this is going to be wonderful. So men would usually take her over anyone else, like real quick. The issue with this, I want to say this, again, as passport, if people are listening from the outside in this introduction to Passport Bros, one of the reasons why we get Passport Bros is that we can find this kind of woman in plentiful numbers abroad, whereas we cannot find this kind of woman in the West. It is rare that we can find her, and if we do, we have to be careful. Like, is there some sort of gotcha with her, right? If you go abroad, you get wave after wave of these kinds of women.
But like I said, Theo, it's too easy. Passport bros, we can't lose. Passport bros, 100 wins, 100 and 100 IT sets. Let's go. Awesome. Mr. Jane, send me a DM, please. We'd love to interview you about your Ethiopian girlfriend. Congrats on getting one. They're very beautiful. So let me know how it's going there, brother. Send me a DM on IG. And shout out to Fire Lord Triz for joining the IT mentorship plan. Brothers, what are you waiting for, man? What are you waiting for? 2023 is near the end. Get your goals in. Get the IT mentorship plan. Let's get you into IT next year. Awesome. So a couple more clips to react to, Theo, and then we'll open up the phone lines. Let me remove this over here. And then let me get in. That chick was beautiful. Oh my goodness. All right. So let me now bring in another video. Okay. And want to hear your thoughts on this particular question. Okay. By a famous. Okay. I know it's a bit low. Okay.
What relationship advice would you give the youth?
What relationship advice?
Yeah.
Like romantic?
Yeah. Come on. You're what you love. You're what you
What would
love.
you say?
You know what? This is what I would say. And I know this is probably what I tell this to my daughter. That you are the love of your life.
That's right.
And I think that when you start with yourself, loving yourself, creating boundaries, advocating for yourself, being honest with yourself, not being so good that you're not being honest, especially as a woman, then I think everything grows from there. It is the greatest seed you can plant in the world to create great friendships and relationships, is to love yourself.
There's nothing greater than a woman that has confidence. And this one had it. And we've created this relationship that's just beautiful. So we're just thankful.
Yeah, it's my dude.
Oh, wow. A lot to unpack there, Theo, because the question she asks is, what romantic advice would you give to a woman in a relationship, okay, with a man, okay? And she made it all about herself. Love yourself first. Don't care about your man. Don't cook for your man. Don't ask as to how your man's feeling. Love yourself first and only prioritize yourself in the relationship. This is where we're going wrong in the West, Theo. You're seeing how selfish modern Western women are in the West. And then you got her simp husband saying, oh, she's fantastic, blah, blah, blah. That's why I'm with her. Dude, she just lowballed you in public. She didn't praise you. She didn't say you were a great man. She didn't say she loved you. She said she puts herself first in a relationship and advises all women to do so. It's over in the West. It's over, bruv. Break it down for us, Theo.
Yeah, I entirely agree with you. I was just thinking like if I translated what she said into other languages, the natives wouldn't understand what she was saying. It would take a very long time. They would think like, what the hell are you saying? So first they would think that my translation was wrong. Then I'd have to explain the nuance, and the nuance would take quite a while. And then the natives would probably start laughing and saying that's not advice, that's selfish, straight up.
Mm.
Um, I don't. She didn't say anything about how to give, how to be empathetic, how to compromise, how to deal with tragedy, with difficulty, being flexible, understanding the other person's point of view. She understand about talking about listening to someone, um, going outside of yourself, and understanding the other person where they're at first, and kind of sacrificing yourself to some degree in order to understand them. She didn't talk about how to deal with heartache, how to deal with conflict. Nothing like that. It was all about her first, and I'm like, are you on survival mode? Are you have really low self confidence? Is that what your issue is? Because I mean, I've dated some really wonderful women abroad, and they never talk like this. Never even once. I can't. This kind of woman abroad, she would never make it with a guy.
Facts, absolute facts. Once again, we're telling you the gospel. We're showing you just how horrible things are in the West. These women are going to put themselves first and foremost. That's why divorce rates are high. That's why women leave relationships very quickly. That's why women do what they want to do without caring for their children and their husband. This is Western culture now. So you either get your passport or you get got in that culture. I ain't getting got. I got my passport. For you, do you have your passport, Theo?
Yeah, I do. I just put it downstairs. Maybe it's over here. Oh no, I think it's maybe on. I think I had to scan it, so maybe it's on the desk over there. But yeah, I got my passport. Yeah.
There you go. And to top off, brother, right? She says that's my dude. She didn't say that's her husband, that's her lover, that's her soulmate, that's her dude. Brothers, man,
Yeah.
they're telling you to your face they don't care about you. They're letting you know, mask off. They don't care about you. How can you call your husband that's your dude?
Well,
Bruv.
and she said her daughter. So I'm like, is it our daughter? Like their daughter together? So is she a single mother? This is what was really going on. And I'm like, I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, you need to be a passport bro. You need to get rid of that situation. Go get a woman who's actually into you, loving you. This woman doesn't love that guy.
There you go. That's facts. That's facts there, Theo. So now let's go on to the next clip. Remove from studio. Present video file. Now let's do this one here. Oh my, Theo, these women are crazy.
Sometimes you don't have.
Oh no!
And I've always said.
Oh, okay. Continue. Oh God.
And I've always said, sometimes you don't have to wait for the proposal. You can just say, okay, well, does this mean that we're headed towards, getting married? Because I need to start, planning my life. So that kind of puts a rush on it. And instead of waiting for the proposal, sometimes you can go ahead and start planning the wedding.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Or just saying, I think a June wedding or a March wedding would be nice. What do you think? Don't even wait for the proposal if he's already agreed that he will marry or he wants to marry you. That's definitely in the future. Don't even wait for the proposal. If he proposes, fine. If he doesn't, go ahead and plan it.
Wow. So, brothers, do you understand just how desperate Western women have become to the point where this woman here is advising woman, right, to Forget about a man proposing to you. Just start planning for your marriage. On what planet does that even happen? Normally, the man proposed to you, you agree to marriage, and then you plan the marriage. But Western women are so desperate in 2023 when they're seeing men travel, when they're seeing men check out dating in the West, they now want to rush towards marriage by skipping the proposal stage. That's crazy. That is absurd. I have never heard such ignorant thinking or statements in my entire life, bruv. And this woman here is encouraging her followers to do that. How can you do that, bruv? That's just madness. Theo, does it get worse than this? Give us your thoughts, bro.
I have a myriad of thoughts with this one. I'm trying to. Okay. Kevin Samuels stated something that I definitely agree with, and that is a man knows when he wants to marry a woman, and he'll know it quickly. And if he doesn't want to marry you, he'll just keep you around. But if a man wants to marry, he'll actually pretty much move heaven and earth in order to get her. So what this tells me is that she's talking to women who are in relationships where the guy is not going to marry her. And then she's trying to figure out, the women are trying to figure out how to get married. What she should be saying is something that goes along with Kevin Samuels is if he doesn't propose and try to get married with you within a certain period of time, then you should kick rocks and go find another man and not waste your time with that man. And this is something I highly agree with, this kind of concept. So the only example, I'm going to talk about myself. When I met my wife, I knew within like 1 hour that I wanted her. And then within 1 week, I knew without a doubt I wanted long term. And then in 2 months, I was like, oh yeah, I'm marrying you. 100%. Like, we're doing this. I have to have you. I cannot live without you. That was my thought. And then I married her within 11 months of meeting her. So some people, it's very fast. It wasn't fast for me. I was locking that down. I was going for it. So my point is, if you have a relationship with a man, especially when you're sleeping with him and he's getting all the goodies, and then he's not moving towards marriage, you have to think about what's actually going on. Why are you permitting that past a year? So I look at the woman and say, you control access to fun time. If you are allowing fun time and we want marriage and you don't see it progressing, you should just drop the relationship and move on to another man. Don't do what this sprinkle is doing. This is manipulation. And it's obvious, this kind of situation, she's not with a real man. She's with a simp. She's with a guy who's weak. That's why she's able to do this.
It is manipulation, bro. And this is Western women encouraging other women to manipulate their men. It wasn't like this 20 years ago or 30 years ago. We're living in a very terrible time now in the West. Women have a lot of garbage role models. And these are the kind of women they follow, listen to every day.
But the issue is that 20, 30 years ago, well, actually we have to go back a long time, actually. Men didn't have to worry about losing everything in no-fault divorce. And for the most part, the women were only with one guy. And if they were hopping around on the CC, then they were being shamed for it. And it was expected that if you two are living together, that you were going to get married within a reasonable period of time. That's standard. So if you have it right now, the way it is, well, you have this, I can say, deregulated market. This is because of the women. So they have to say, hey, look, I'll give you a certain amount of time. If you're not serious about me, then I'm not going to continue. I was going to say also, passport bros, guys are going abroad. The women abroad, they expect, if you're in a relationship with them, they expect marriage within a certain period of time, or they'll usually move on. And it's not fast. I mean, but it is kind of fast, I mean, relatively speaking. So they expect it within like, a year and a half, somewhere around there. Especially if you're getting physical with them, they're expecting a ring. And if you don't stick around, if you don't get that ring, they're usually going to move on. Just the way it is. So you have to be ready. You have to be thinking like, do I really want this to go forward, or am I going to allow her to meet another guy and then possibly lose her? You got to make a decision, and I support that. I think that's good because it gets rid of CC culture. You don't have girls doing something on a platform. They're like, hey, this finger doesn't have a ring on it. So if you're not going to put it on there, I'm going to go date the other guy. Figure it out. That's good.
Okay, thanks for that breakdown there. So we got two more to react to. Then we'll open up the phone lines, remove from studio, and then present video file, and this one here.
I don't like it. I don't want to work. I don't. So all you fucking feminist, equal rights movement people, shut the fuck up.
You're telling me as women this is what we fought for? To go to work. To work.
The whole independent, I want to be independent. I got my own bag. Ladies, it's dead. My mom used to be a housekeeper and she instilled in me, go to school, work hard, don't ever ask anyone for anything. And I'm like, that backfired because I'm exhausted.
To the table with the table, the chairs, the bacon. So I'm not asking or begging a man to take care of me because I don't need that, honey. Look at me.
Few moments later.
I'm tired. I no longer want to be an independent woman. Forget that INDE. I'm good. I want to be a housewife.
Oh, interesting. But it's too late. It's too late. Now you're part of the global economy, and now the elites are going to use you. they're gonna work you to the absolute bone, and that could have been avoided if you listen to what the men were saying in the household. Don't follow the trends. Don't follow what the media is pushing towards you. Don't follow as to what your friends are saying. Be a housewife, look after the kids, let the man take care of you, and you ain't got to worry. Now you out here, you're working 9 to 5, 9 to 7. You come home, you ain't got time to cook dinner. You're tired, you're stressed out. It could have been avoided. Now you don't want to be independent anymore. Now you want to be a housewife, but it's too late. It's too late. We got our passports. We're going to make our foreign girlfriends and wives housewives, not you Western women. No, you're going to work. You're going to work every day, even on the weekends too. And when we're in Brazil, when we're in Panama, our wives will be at home with our kids. Okay, you're going to work. You're going to work. What's your thoughts, Theo?
I agree with you. They're definitely going to be working, and they don't understand how bad the situation's going to be for them. And I do this a lot. Like I go through calculations, putting through like inflation and the cost of medical and then investment and then lifestyle. And I try to figure out like how these women are really going to make it, because I know plenty of late Gen X and then boomer women who are single. And the boomer women, for the most part, they're 65 and above. And the single ones, I see them how they're living. They're in a horrible situation. If they don't have help from their family, they're living barely paycheck to paycheck, and they've got debt, and they have some real issues. And they're working exactly what you're saying. They work 7 days a week. And I know a few of them. So when I look at Gen X, And I'm looking, I'm like, do you guys understand, especially these single women, like, do you understand how bad it's going to be? I look at these women right here, they don't get it. They don't get it yet. So a lot of these women are going to be entirely single for the rest of their life. They don't understand it. They don't understand just how bad the situation is. They're not going to get wiped up. And they're going to have to deal with retirement. And they have no plan in place for retirement. And I wish them the best of luck. That's all I can say. I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm like, okay, I think you'll figure it out. I'll be with you abroad. We'll have wives that are well kept and enjoying themselves. We'll have. I'll give my Bitcoin to her in the will. So when I pass away, she'll get a few million there, and then I'll have millions from my stock. And of course, I have the house all paid for. The cars are paid for. I'll probably have an apartment in Sao Paulo. It'll be paid for. The children's education will be paid for, and there'll be plenty of revenue coming from multiple streams. And she can get to be grandma, and that's it. Yeah.
Facts. And Western woman watching this, that could have been you. That could have been you. Now you're working your job, you're getting paid, cool, but you're lonely, you're getting overworked. The boss wants you in the office at 7:30 a.m. in the morning, while Theo's foreign wife wakes up at 9 a.m., cooks Theo a meal. Okay, she relaxes for the next 2 hours. Theo goes to work. She cleans the house. She watches TV. She lives a normal housewife life with no stress and no problems. Western woman, you could have had the easy way, but you chose a hard way. So you stay being independent. You stay being independent. Keep it that way.
You
learn.
A lot of these women, like, they're not even making $80,000 a year. And that's usually how their salary is. It's going to be maxed out at about $80,000 a year, constant, until they retire. So if you do your 401k and you have Social Security, actually in the States, you're not going to have enough money to retire on. It's not going to happen, especially considering how they want to live. It ain't happening. So how are you going to do it, ladies? Kevin Samuels went on this all the time talking about this. I think it was like $2.1 million they have to have saved up until they retire. They're like, what's your fund? Like, how much you got? And nobody answered. We're all sitting there like waiting for them to say something, and they don't say anything. So I just sit back and I'm like, are you ready for this? I got stories I can say on this. I mean, I'll let you talk, but I've yet to meet one Western woman below the age of 45 who has a plan for retirement. Not one. Not a single one. Not a woman who's a single woman, no man around. What is it? Alimony, just her by herself going through life. I have not met one. They're not talking about it. I'm like, you do understand, like they talk about how they live longer than men. I'm like, that means you're going to be poor longer than men. I mean, where's the money going to come from for this? Because if you look at the government, you can forget that. I mean, the government ain't going to give you anything. Nothing. A lot of these women are going to be lucky to get like $1,100 a month from the government when they finally retire. That'll be very generous. Man.
It is what it is, man. They chose that way. So last clip. You want to say something? You want to say something more?
Yeah, it's too late. They can't do anything. They're not really thinking long term. I don't know how they're doing this. When I say, if anybody, if a detractor says this, they're like, well, the woman could do this. I'm like, no. As a collective, I don't see financial planning by these single women to preparing them for retirement. And I wait for it. I wait for the conversations. I wait for this with my friends or anything like that. I don't have it. With men, I have this conversation all the time. We are talking about it. It's an issue. We're actually now, when we're 75, what's our cash flow going to be? We are actually actively talking about it. Never have it with women. I don't see it between themselves. So I'm like, okay, if women, if you want to, if there's sites, you guys are actually doing the planning, good. Send me the link so at least I can go see it and study it. I want to see what's going on. Anyway,
it's too
good
late.
luck, ladies.
It's too late to apologize. It's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late to apologize. It's too late. All right. Last clip.
Well, yeah.
Go on.
No, you're right. It's too late.
Okay, last clip and we'll put the phone lines. All right, so present video file, and then we got this one here, Theo.
Picking me up or giving me an Uber.
Okay, this is the date.
What's the average? What's the average date?
I would say he is picking me up or giving me an Uber to his place or to the restaurant that we're going to. Probably gonna have drinks first. So we'll probably go get drinks and talk over an appetizer, and then we'll go to our restaurant reservation. And then after the dinner reservation, we either just say goodbye, or if I like him, he'll probably take me across the street or somewhere downtown for another drink.
The restaurants, are they usually really nice, or is it just normal?
Yeah, they've been places
guys?
I've never been before, because I'll tell him if I've been in a place before, because I don't want to eat it again. So I'll have him come up with where we're gonna go. I just tell him what I like, and we'll go to a place that I like.
One more time for the culture.
What's the average date?
I would say he is picking me up or giving me an Uber to his place or to the restaurant that we're going to. Probably gonna have drinks first. So we'll probably go get drinks and talk over an appetizer, and then we'll go to our restaurant reservation. And then after the dinner reservation, we either just say goodbye, or if I like him, he'll probably take me across the street or somewhere downtown for another drink.
The restaurants, are they usually really nice, or is it just normal?
Yeah, they've been places I've never been before, because I'll tell him if I've been in a place before, because I don't want to eat it again. So I'll have him come up with where we're gonna go. I just tell him what I like, and we'll go to a place that I like.
You go first there, Theo, this time. What's your thoughts on that clip?
What? Why? Okay, Western men. Any man who dates her, you're a damn fool. Why are you there? I don't know how that woman gets a date. I'm serious. Guys, something wrong with you dating someone like that. I've dated gorgeous women in my life. Not one talked this way. Not one. You run for the hills. If anything doesn't get you to use your passport, I don't know what else will. That alone should sell 1,000 one-way tickets on American Airlines. Serious. I don't know how you guys are still here. I don't know how I'm still here. I never heard anything like this in another country before, outside the West. Never. She's not even a 6. She's a 5 on a good day. Just her face. Her personality puts her to like a -20 instantly. Her saying this, no, impossible. No.
You know when women say these sort of crazy requirements, right? I like looking at their faces to see if they're being serious or they're trolling. This woman here is being absolutely serious. You can tell by her mannerisms and her face. She's out here saying, look, listen, I've been here before, take me somewhere else. So not only is she dictating the dates, right? She has obscene requirements. She's not wifey. This is her first date. Okay. I guarantee you she's not feminine. She's not submissive. She probably has a high body count. Look at what she's wearing. Her chest is all out. You know.
I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice it. I just looked at what's coming out of her face, out of her mouth. I was in shock. Nothing else registered in my mind. I didn't even care. I was like, I can't believe I'm hearing this.
Brother, it's madness. It's madness. So on the first day, you're going to 5 restaurants. You're having drinks here, drinks here. Hold on. What is this? Is this a pub crawl? Is this a pub tour?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is how crazy these Western. Oh my goodness.
I mean,
this is how we have reached the point of no return. Imagine working hard your whole life, getting those IT certs, going through the exams, passing the exams, getting your passport. And you want to date this after all that hard work? Are you okay? Are you thinking right, brothers? You need to get your passport.
you need to flee this again. My wife, our first date, I remember the Indian restaurant, and then we had Tully's afterwards. It was a latte, so we sat there and talked. That was it, and I took her home. The next date was at Tully's. We sat there just yapping as normal. I think we had ramen over that. The third date was sushi. It wasn't anything more than $25. We ate a lot of sushi too, because in Japan it's cheap. It's normal stuff. We weren't drinking. I didn't drink with her for a long time. It was really late. What she's talking about is La La Land. I don't even think it's La La Land. It's some sort of delusional fantasy.
Brother, it's princess syndrome, because think about it, right? She said she expects the man to get an Uber for her to his place. So you telling me you can't get a train to my place? You can't get a bus yourself to my place? I got to book an Uber for you? Brother, it's princess syndrome on the first date. I can't believe this, bruv.
Yeah, I never had that. My wife, she would just take the bus to me. We didn't live that far away from each other. She'd just take the bus over to my place. Right. I'd ride my bike over to hers. I don't understand what this is, what's going on. But this is, again, I'm speechless. I don't know.
Passport.
Anyway. Yeah, passport. That's this again. I keep on saying this in the stream. I make like $600,000 a year. If I were in a room with a woman speaking this way, the only thing first I would be in total shock, and then I would be like, why am I in this room? How did I get in this room with this person? Something's wrong. I need to get out of here, and I just leave. I wouldn't even talk to her. It'd be done, and then I just make a mental note: don't go back to that place. You were in the wrong place.
Facts. Awesome. So that's the last clip of today. Let us open the phone lines. Okay. Awesome. So, brothers, now it's your time to call in. Theo, going for another half an hour. Is that okay with you?
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Awesome.
I gotta make one comment from the chat. I'm watching it right now. Guys, sushi in Japan is much better than sushi in the West because it's Japan. And then usually even really good sushi in Japan is usually less than $1. So if I eat like $25 worth of sushi, that means that I had crab soup, I had miso, I had green tea, maybe I had a beer, probably not. And then I had at least 6 plates of sushi, and so did she. Like, that's a minimum. I mean, that's just the way it is. And that's like $25. It would be hard for me to walk out of there. I'd eat so much sushi. So would she. So that's the way it is abroad. I mean, in Japan, where you have in the West, it's like $5 or £5 a plate. Japanese laugh at that. That's some crazy. Okay, like that's not as good. So go to Japan, get the real stuff.
Jamal, right? Before I read the super chats, right? Royal Black has a great comment there. For her to say something like that, right, means that dudes have actually given her that treatment. Dudes have actually put an Uber for her. Dudes have actually treated her like a princess or a queen, have taken her to different bars in one night. For her to actually say that in public with a straight face, Some of these dudes out here in the West are moving like idiots. Can you
Mm.
please stop the simping, man? Please, I'm asking you, bruv. You dudes are messing up the dating dynamics here. Stop it, bruv. Either you don't do it or you don't date. If a woman is telling you, do this for me, either you don't do it or you don't date her, fam. Or you don't date at all in the West. Stop it, bruv.
Hmm.
Stop it.
Yeah, I do agree. Again, like I have a BMW, and I don't even use it for date night because there's no reason to. I don't need to show my wealth that way. The way she's talking, this isn't a woman who can take care of herself. So, like again, she's talking about the guy doing this, guy doing that. That's a simp. Oh, I don't know, guys, why you would ever do anything like that. When I was abroad, like last time was Brazil. When I went on dates, I would just tell her where to be at. She'd take the train to where we were. That was fine. It's normal. When we parted ways, she took a train back home. I walked to my hotel. That's where it was. It's no big deal.
Ain't no big deal. Shout out to Mr. M6205 for the $499 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. These chicks not even all that, bro. She made us heck. Yes, indeed. I'm 21 and it's bad for Gen Z. I know it's really bad for Gen Z. Get your passport, bro. Really horrible. Need to go to South Korea after I get my money up. Lord willing, yes, indeed. Shout out to Mr. Andrewski Gordon for the $5 super chat. Her hand gestures speak volumes. You don't even need to listen to her words. Once a woman starts speaking with her hands, it tells you everything. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yep. Keisha, we call it Keisha speak. Facts, bro. Absolute facts. Awesome. All right, so we got our first caller, 5. You'll confirm. I got 5 on it. Right, turn your camera off. Let me bring in Mr. Fives in the background. What's going on, Fives?
Doing good, doing great. How are y'all?
Not bad, bro. Not bad, man.
All right. Topic is the N-word and other bad habits, right?
Mm-hmm. What's your thoughts?
Okay. And what was it?
What's your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. So I think I mentioned this in a previous stream, but it's crazy that the outside, when I say like outside, I mean outside of Western civilization, has gotten so comfortable with that word being pushed around that they're actually in shock when I don't say it. I actually haven't said it regularly in a while, like at least 2 years. And it's just as a shock, like a genuine surprise. I personally just, I mean, maybe around my family, but like eventually I would want to just completely take that word out of my vocabulary, mainly just because I'm like, I don't see a word. I don't see a need to say the word, honestly. Like, really, if we're talking about from a petty perspective, like if you're not creative enough to come up with more clever or more like, like just degrading insults than the N word, it's kind of like it's a waste of time to me. So it's like that whole word to me, I just try to eviscerate from I don't even do it during karaoke. And again, that's when they were surprised because it's like, oh, you of all people, we thought you would have said it. I'm like, no. It just like, yeah, of course I have but again, I was at a Kendrick Lamar concert in Europe. This is circa 2017. This was his D word tour. I'm going to keep it PG. I am not saying it, and my friend who was also in the military at the time is not saying it, but we're in a sea of European people, and they are all blurting out the N-word simultaneously to the rhythm of the beat. And I'm just kind of like, at that time, I was like doing a double take. I'm like,
that's why, Fives, I stopped going to rap concerts. I've been in that situation before, bro. I was in a concert many years ago. I saw whites saying it, Indians saying it, Asians saying it. I'm like, hell no, I can't be in a sea of people that are not black or even anyone saying it. So I kind of stopped going there. And it's a shame. I do like some rap artists, but I don't respect the rappers that they're on stage and they're out here allowing non-black people to say the N-word to them in front of their faces. I can't get down with that, bruv. I really can't. I don't know how they do it, but they need some racial pride in their lives, man. I'll keep it a stack. Because imagine just every race saying it towards you in your face, hopping to a beat, and you don't feel some type of way. That's weird to me, bruv. That's weird to me. So I stopped going to rap concerts. I stopped going to these festivals. It was getting too much, bro. Too much. And the worst thing is, right, someone like, um Yeezy or Kendrick would encourage them to say it. There's a song by Yeezy, All of the Lights, right? Where it's like, where does it go? MJ gone, R N word dead. I remember in a concert I was watching on YouTube, he encouraged them to say it. I'm like, why would you do that, bruv? And you know that the majority of people in your audience is all white. What's going on, bruv? That infuriates me, Theo and Fives. What are these brothers doing? It's like they're double agents.
Well, I'd like to chime in first as a retort to that. I think it's because, of course, this is because they need to make their money, and this is something that I
Brother,
believe
hold on,
that.
but you can make money without saying the N word in your music. You can say our brother dead, or our king dead. It will still go with the beat. They can definitely make money without saying that word in their music, bro. Let's keep it a stack, fam. We have seen many other rap songs or R&B songs without them saying the N word, right? It makes millions of dollars. Let's keep it a stack, fam. These dudes lack racial conscience. Go on, bro. Go on, bro.
Well, no, what I was gonna say is that there was an effort, a small one, by particularly Killer Mike and the aforementioned Kendrick Lamar to try to mitigate this. They tried to use I'm not saying the actual word, but it's spelled Negus, which is the Ethiopian term that means king royalty. This was on the To Pimp a Butterfly album. He at least tried. I gotta give him. He at least tried it, but it didn't have the same
Brother,
impact at all.
In his new album that came out last year, he's dropping the N word in every song he has, brother. So it's cat, bruv. These rappers are all bunch of liars, fam. In his album that came out last year, The Big Steppers, I listened to it, brother. Every song said the N word repeatedly, brother. It didn't say Negus. And why has it got to be an N word? Why can't it be brother? Why can't it be king? I mean, come on, man. If y'all don't see there's something wrong here with that word, I don't know what to tell you, bruv. I really don't.
Yeah, there's no reason to use the word. I remember in my family, we again, anything like that, any racial epithet was not allowed. We did manipulation all the time, although with each other. So, like, my mom was white, so she would say to me, if you just wash yourself enough, you'll turn white. So,
heck.
so I'd be washing myself, right? And then I would tell my mom, like, you're not white, you're actually just peach. You're peach color. And then you look like you're dying. Like, what's wrong with you? Why is there so much blood vessels on your face? You can't see it with me. What's wrong? And then I called her a sunburner all the time. Because she gets sunburned. I never got sunburned in my life. So she gets sunburned. So that's the kind of stuff that's how we would talk about race. It was never a racial epithet. There was no reason to do it. Yeah. I knew what they were, of course, but we never we just never did it. I mean, I'm thinking about different things that are I'm looking at the chat right now. I was gonna say, guys, it's family. In family, you could do cruel things to each other, like as jokes. It's not, it looks bad, but it's okay. Like family, it's all right. At least I didn't have any brothers or sisters. I can't imagine what it would have been like with them. Like, but it's just normal to have that kind of stuff. But I mean, I had family members who called me the N word straight out, and that it was excommunication. That was it. That was the last time that I ever saw them. Yeah.
Whoa! So, flipping heck!
Yeah, they weren't happy I was black. Yeah. I've I've talked about some of that stuff on live streams. I've got quite a history of that stuff, so I'm like, oh well, it's too bad for you. All right, bye. My grandmother never cared though. She thought it was cool.
Go on, fine, brother. Feel free to call in, brothers. Brothers, if you want to debate me, I'm a free speech platform. At least I try to be. If you feel I'm wrong here, call in, speak your case. If you think I'm right here, call in as well. Let's have an open discussion here about not only the N-word, but other things we shouldn't actually bring to other countries. Because I guarantee you, when you have your black children, you don't want a bunch of non-black kids calling them the N-word because they got it from rap music. We want to be respected. And I think when we call ourselves that word and other words, people don't respect us, man. They don't.
I'll give you another story real quick while people are calling in. So, like I remember, okay, so sometimes I would be in a certain class, and I was the only black kid, of course, right? And the teacher would say like, he can't, like Theo can't do something because he's black, and I would watch my mother attack that person, literally, like pull hair, beat, physically assault that person. And that just to some degree that in my family, it was never permitted for anything to be said against me for being black, period, ever. And included with this was any kind of racial epithet. So I didn't tell my mom when black people were saying the N-word because I didn't want her to attack them. So it was only applicable to white people, right? So I got protected the brothers, but it was actually the women who were saying it the most were the ABW. And that's why another reason why I was isolated from them, right? For my own protection, just to stay away. White kids knew to not say that with me. Probably because they had the conversation with their parents, because my parents had conversations with them as well. Like, we know where you live. So, like, we'll drive over there and attack you. So I've dated women before again, and Yukiko, like my Japanese wife, right? We talked about if we have black kids, what the reaction's going to be. And it was always the N-word would never be used in our house. Same kind of situation it was with me growing up. The child would only grow up with values and ethics. There would never be any racial epithets at all, nothing at all, nothing about nationalism either. And again, after I lost Yukiko, I've talked to other women about it, and they're like, yeah, if I have your kids, Theo, if anybody says anything bad about them because of your race, anything at all, I'm attacking that person. I'm like, okay, good. You're like my mom. Okay, I'll accept that. So
yeah, I'm obviously like I'm Fives. Feel free to chime in, Fives, if you want to speak. But again, in regards to ABW saying the N-word, ABW says the N-word with vitriol. This is why I disagree with the N-word being a term of endearment. We have ABW saying N-words ain't ish. You were broke ASS N-word. F all y'all N-words. N-word this, N-word that. I ain't effing with you N-words. How is that a term of endearment? I mean, can we please wake up from this kind of spell that the West has put brothers on?
Yeah. If a white person said that, that'd be it. It'd go viral. It'd be like 2 million hits per second. That person would not have a job again. You think a felon would have it easier. It'd be over. But ABW can actually say that at will online, and I'm totally against it.
Clown world, brother. Clown society we live in the West. Go on, Fives.
So I'm not sure if I told this story before, but there was actually a time where there was a group of guys who was going over to the UK, ironically, and they wanted me to do my homework, or excuse me, do their homework for them, and I said no, and then they would come back, I think like a week or two later, and again, this was before the manosphere really took off. This is like 2016, 17, and they were saying the N word all over the place, right? Again, these guys are about to go to the UK, and I said, they asked me, is like, hey, how come you never say it, Fives? How come you never say it? I'm like, that's just not me. Like, I don't do that. It's like, that's why you don't get any women. You don't act black enough. So more racism at the time came from black people than it actually came from white guys or any other ethnicity. And when they went over to the UK, I saw their Snapchats of what they were doing. They were tearing the place. These are military guys, by the way. They were tearing the place up. Versus when I went to Portugal, when I went to Panama, and when I went to Japan, I've got several ladies in each telling me, please don't go, please come back, because you actually know how to compose yourself. You know how to dress. You know what color schemes are. You know where to find good food, even though you've never been here before. It's like, dude, like, it's like being well behaved and well dressed and actually composing yourself is something that is looked down upon and frowned upon. But when they take those bad habits over there, especially to Western countries like that, now it made sense why I was like, they're acting the fool. Why are they still in the UK? Now it makes sense to me because they tolerate that over there. I don't like to disrespect their country, IP, but it's just, it is what it is. Like, I always wondered that. Now I know.
It's the West. We unfortunately the colony messed up the empire, so it's our fault. Our bad colony, bad. The motherland should be above that. Oh yes, we only look down at the Scots. So, right. Like, yeah, I'm making stupid jokes. Like, people in the UK were like, "Yeah, he's a Yank, that's fine." So we unfortunately have put a bad influence to the UK, and we have to clean that up. And it's going to take a long time. I don't know how the heck it's going to happen because our mass media is by far stronger than theirs. So it'd be nice if, you know, at some point the royal family comes out and says, "Thou shalt not say the N-word. It's not permitted anymore," right? And then all the Brits will be like, "Oh yes, okay, yes, Charles, all right, fine," and that's what happens, and then they stop saying it. But I don't see that happening.
If I get that power somehow to just let the whole world know, listen, the N-word stops, I'm definitely putting that out there. It's about time that we get respected. It's about time that, you know, we are seen as human beings and not a racial slur. Once again, you know, it's very sad when I watch videos and I see brothers saying, "Listen, I'm just an N-word," you know, or "I'm a real ASS N-word." Think about what a Colombian woman's thinking in her mind. South Korean, Japanese, Costa Rican, when she's seeing that kind of verbiage coming from you. Why is he calling himself that kind of word?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So I never used it with women when I was abroad. I just can't. I was too busy making like poetry in their language for them. They always thought that was cute. I do haiku in Japanese and write it out.
I was just about to say I got my own haiku book now. It's in English, but since I'm learning Japanese and kanji, I've started in that. So yes, thank you.
I did, doing haiku, like being a foreigner and doing haiku in Japan and making it all like she sees you're actually struggling to make it for her. It goes so far for her. It's just such a big thing, right? And I'm like, why would you be using the N-word? Why would you be aggressive hip hop? It doesn't make sense. There's so much more there. Do that. Get immersed in her culture. Build yourself. Do more. Achieve more. That's where you're actually going to make it. There's no reason to use the N-word at all.
Yes, indeed. I don't know about FBA, but I am a brother, and over here in the UK, the N word is used by a lot of brothers and sisters over here in the UK. I have a right to speak on that word. You know, it's a word that unfortunately has become used in mass media, and it's a word that affects me and other brothers who are not only American but Canadian, who are in Australia. So if you're black, that word does affect you. So you ain't got to be American, to speak on the word. In my opinion, I can speak on it. I can speak on that word, bruv. I definitely can, because it was said. It was said to you know black Brits many years ago during slavery, during colonialism. So I can definitely speak on that word, bruv. I don't get the idea on wanting to call yourself a slur that badly. If you're gonna do it right, I can't obviously stop you from saying it. If you're gonna do it, can you at least do it privately, please? Not on public transportation. Not when I'm in Vancouver. I'm on the train and a bunch of brothers are just saying the N word. It's, oh man, that N word there. Yeah. That's my N word right there. I mean, at least say it privately, bruv. Can you at least manage that?
This is the first time I've heard that word, actually.
Which word?
The word what you guys are talking about right now.
Well, my N word.
Yeah, no, the other one that is in the chat.
Oh, FBI.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm like, why is that word? Because like I traced my ancestry, and I got, on my white side, we got members who fought in the Revolutionary War. So I'm like, yeah, we were shooting at you guys. So yeah, I wouldn't say that. I'd be like, yeah, call me a Yank. Don't call me whatever that is. I was a rebel. All my family's a rebel.
What's your black ancestry?
Oh, I'm still going through that. It's ADOS.
But obviously, it'll be something from Africa, bro.
Yeah, it's Nigeria, and so I'm still working on that. I have to give additional information, so they're trying to figure out like what nation and what area I actually came from.
Look at that, brothers, man. We're all in it together, man. I mean, we got this passport bro movement. Hopefully, crypto pops off. We get that wealth. We start investing in each other. Start building things. Start moving like how the real people who really run things in this world move. And that's the pen I got for brothers, man. So let's work towards that, bruv. Let's work towards that. All right, last 10 minutes. So y'all want to call in. And then we'll wrap it up there. This has been a great discussion. Another classic. We've been on a run here, brothers. We really have, from the crypto, from the last week's stream, which did over 3K in terms of the Mecca. We're giving you value, man. So please support, like the video, hit the super chats, hit the PayPal donations, join the mentorship plan. It is, man. And that word affects all brothers. Because let me tell you, right, in the eyes of non-black people, we all black. They don't care if you're black American. They don't care if you're black British. They don't care if you're in Africa. If they're ignorant enough, they see a dark skin. Okay, he's black, he's African, whatever. And the N word is in their head. It affects us all, bruv. Let's take our image more seriously. Go on, Fives.
Oh no, I just wanted to do some closing statements because speaking of bad habits, I'm trying to fix one of mine. I'm trying to get some rest soon. So
yeah, we're used to being vampires.
Yeah, when I heard that IP was like 3 hours of sleep, then you guys go to work, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I have not slept 8 hours in 5 days. Very bad. I'm not happy about that. I work a lot, and I have work at 8 a.m. I'm only going to get 3 hours sleep. I got 2 hours sleep yesterday. Day before that, I got 1 hour sleep. But go on, bro.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try and make it as quick as possible so we can wrap up. But speaking of bad habits, the only other thing I want to talk about on the stream was I definitely am still working on my bad habits. One of the biggest bad habits I have is watching football, right? American football, not the real one. um, but no, I got to give respects because again, how are we going to come over to your country, IP, and wave a flag about a war that America? To keep it short, Devin. Anyway, keep it short. But yeah, no. So what I will finish off with is this: I watch football. I have a lot of other really bad habits that I'm trying to break slowly. But Theo's absolutely right. If you're gonna go to Asia, it's like start attacking them one at a time. Instead of doing your bad habit, try making it slowly. Like again, I started my haiku book. Even if it's in English, it is a really good escape from doing whatever it is that's bad for you. Instead of doing that, try and read one page or 2 pages in a book and then keep going. It's very, very small, but you'll notice that. And again, you're going to face a lot of animosity when you start quitting your bad habits. Like I quit drinking alcohol, right? When I stopped doing that, my friends, my family, pretty much everyone around me is like, what, are you gone sissy? You can't handle your liquor anymore. He's gone. So I was like, no, it distracts me from my focus. It literally kills all your myelin in your brain. It's like, you know what? I don't know about you, but I want a certain outcome. And I know, hey, like Kevin Samuel said, even if I don't make it, I need to try my best. I know what my best effort looks like, and this isn't it. So that's what I got to say to all y'all is that really take a good, honest look in yourself. Because if you're saying, oh, this isn't cheating, it probably it is. Let's just be real. So be honest with y'all selves. I got 5 on it. I'll see y'all later.
Take it easy, brother. Salute, man. Take it easy. 5s. That's 5s out over there. Good talk. All right, brothers. You got 10. You got 7 minutes for y'all to call in, and we're gonna end the live stream. This has been a great live stream, Theo. I'm sure hopefully we've reached a lot of some brothers, to really do some soul searching. Why am I saying that word? Why do I need to say that word? When I see another brother, why do I call him an N-word? Why can't I call him a brother? Why can't I call him King or his name? Or why are you still dating a obese woman when you're abroad? Why can't you get a nice skinny chick that can fit into her jeans? That her belly ain't popping out. That isn't looking like Shrek's wife in the movie Shrek. We can do a lot more better, brothers. A lot more better, man. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. It's we have a ways to go. I mean, I think this group we're getting it. We understand it, and of course, with like the group of the conclave, we understand it as well. But what we have so far is just there's so much work to do. So I just say keep it going. We got to keep on going on our studies and our groups, and slowly try to make that change and raise up or help educate strong Black men who are ready to go out there and be passport bros and be fathers and husbands, and have a different set of values than what we see here in the West. So, been a good stream, IP. Of course, it's always real. I love being here, so it's been good. I hope you sleep. I have a crazy day tomorrow doing tokenization. It's gonna suck. So, yeah, a lot going on, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon enough. Okay.
Thank you, Theo. Salute, brother. I will see you next week for another talk. Thank you, brother. Take it easy.
See ya.
Peace out, Theo. Thank you. All right, brothers. Last 2 minutes. Great live stream. Once again, join the Patreon. Check out the tiers on the Patreon. Choose what tier to join. Do you want to support? Just support what I do, man. And I'm giving you value. I've touched upon so many countries. I'm also building a community very soon that I'm going to share with you, brothers, where you can all come together and speak to each other. I'm building that for you, brothers. Right? We got the crypto stuff that we're gonna do more into on. The crypto stuff as well, brothers. Giving you value upon value upon value upon value. So let's keep, let's believe that we are greats. We're not N-words. We're not. We're kings. We have potential here. None of us are slurs, bruv. We're human beings and we're kings. So let's move like kings and let's behave like kings, man. I'm international passport. Hope to see y'all on the Patreon. You know, support what I do. Hit the PayPal donations. You know, support me more, man. Because I'm out here only getting 2 hours sleep, 1 hour sleep. I'm out here just pushing through, brothers, trying to give you value, networking with people to get them on the channel for you, brothers. So the least you can do is join the Patreon. Pick a tier on the pick any tier on the Patreon, and join it, man. And join it. Any tier on the Patreon and join it, brothers. We can do it, man. We can do it. And then also the new Python members that's coming next year, early next year. I'm gonna give you brothers value, man. Value upon value upon value. I'm not letting you down, so don't let me down. Don't let all my hard work that I've sacrificed, a lot of my personal free time, a lot of my Saturdays, a lot of my Fridays, a lot of my Sundays to do 5-hour streams, 4-hour streams, 2-hour streams, 3-hour streams for you brothers. Don't let me down, man. Don't let all my hard work go to waste. Okay? Keep building IT, crypto, traveling. Believe in yourself, man. You can do it. You can do it, brothers. We got work to do, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But I'm gonna need you, brothers, to help me out too, man. I will keep giving you, brothers, value. Value upon value upon value. Okay? Value upon value upon value. And I'm international passport. Thank you for your wife. Thank you, Fives, for calling in. Thank you to all those that hit the super chats today. Thank you to all those that liked the video. Have a great week ahead, brothers. And I'll see you, brothers, on the next video. Peace out. Salute. Thank you very much.